Dragon milkshake and toast. Hello, welcome back. All right, let me check. Where's my Discord for the room? Um, I need someone to share the video. But let me undeafen. All right, you guys should be audible. If you guys,
Well, I know one of us who isn't.
oh,
Yeah,
what happened?
It won't let us move him into this channel because we
Oh,
don't have
yeah,
rights
yeah.
in this channel.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Let me undo it. All right.
no
That
one
should be-
has rights in this world.
What? This is the hidden channel. This is my channel. All right. All right. All right. We're back. All right. So welcome. This is episode.
Purpose.
Oh, no,
Purpose
it's
type
episode
if
eight.
you're muted.
I
Type
think
if you're
it's
not able to unmute.
wait. It's
I'm
episode
able
eight.
to unmute.
He's able to
Okay.
unmute. He's just muted. Okay. All right. So is it episode 8? I think it was episode 8. Can't remember now.
God knows.
Oh, we're gonna go on a hiatus. So, guys, this will be the last one for the holidays because we all have lives outside podcast. Last
You
Friday.
guys have lives outside the podcast?
No,
We do. Oh, it's episode 8.
I don't.
You don't have lives outside the podcast? Okay.
Well, I feel like that's
I mean,
really
I have a
unfair.
wife, but I don't have a life.
Yeah, I feel like
outside
that's
the
really
podcast.
unfair
I mean-
for me and Tim to say, though, because we are literally meeting up next month.
Oh, no,
Well,
that's true.
true.
2
All right.
weeks from now.
So, Pika, I know Tim says he's not going to be on camera, and I'm at a new setup, but would you mind possibly being on camera? Because everyone can see you? Because everyone knows everyone else, apparently, here, but
Camera on Discord, right?
yeah, camera on Discord.
Let me see if I set that up correctly.
Or,
Dude,
or,
I have to check my audio settings every single time that I get on Discord for something because I never know if it's going to take the right inputs.
Oh, yeah, that's Tim here, too. I think everybody's coming through okay. Not
That
zero
was my
okay.
technical difficulties. Was there was a Windows update and it literally changed all my
Oh, the audio says, that
inputs and
happened to me,
outputs,
too.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yup.
Alright,
Hate it.
waiting to see if Pika can
Logging
video.
on to Genshin.
log into Genshin as you speak.
I'm totally not logging on to Genshin at all.
Oh, guys.
I haven't played it all day just so I'd have enough to get through the podcast.
Nice. Okay. Alright.
I
so-
have
Okay.
played it all day. I have played it all day, and I still have enough to play during the podcast.
I haven't played the podcast.
That's fair though. You haven't played it for as long as I have. You've got more to do.
For the most part, yeah.
One of these podcasts is
I'll
going to
just-
end with
Alright.
me convincing y'all that it's a gambling addiction.
This is a gambling.
Genshin.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Wait, what's a game?
I don't disagree.
Genshin.
Genshin. Let me download
Well,
this.
that depends on how you.
Yeah, it depends on how you play it because it doesn't have to be. You
Right.
don't have to
I
pull
guess
for
addiction,
characters.
not explicitly the gambling part.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
For sure. And
Absolutely.
I think that pretty much most people in the community agree that like I literally had to sit my kids down and let them watch a YouTube video the other day where it was like the creator, the whole point of the YouTube video was just them saying, look, you need to stop wishing every time you get enough to wish.
Yeah.
Because you have to start treating this like I want this character.
Mhm.
And no matter what else comes up, I am saving for this character. And my kids are just like, yeah, but I want this character, but I also want all the other ones. It's like,
Okay.
You're
you can
free
be
to
right
play.
back.
You gotta make choices.
It's
You
gotta
do.
restart Discord. Free the choices.
I do the same thing.
Is that similar
It fits
to...
right in. You
These
gotta
are
have
technical difficulties. Well, I'm in a whole new room setup. I put everything behind me, so because it's my sister's office, I don't really want to reveal everything as I turn my head around and look at different parts of the room. But I'm here today, dog sitting for my sister's dog while they're out of town at a wedding. in Atlanta, in Georgia. So, yeah.
Why do I have 900 Genesis crystals?
Hello, Renard.
because you were saving them from your welcome blessings.
Oh.
No, I've never done that. I'm gonna start doing it. I have made that decision, but I've never done it before.
I didn't
Huh.
carry my setup over here. I got my laptop, but I cannibalized a lot of my brother-in-law's microphone, webcam, my sister's ring light, my sister's desk. So yeah, a lot of different things.
Oh, he's in general.
In general, all right, I'm back. Pika, welcome back, and now you can talk. All right, video. I'm waiting for a video to show up.
Hello. So I'm also live, and I think it's not letting Discord take my camera.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That'll do it. All right. Well, we're gonna go there. Let me do this way then. Hold on. That's fine. No worries. If you're also live too.
He's poaching our podcast.
Pushing back at me, so stream. All right, so let me just leave it like that, so we have all those pictures on the screen, and you guys can see if someone's talking. Let me minimize this a little. Or yeah, usually if you're doing what do you call it? Broadcasting at the same time, Discord only can take one video, and the second video will not start. So
All of us have run into difficulty at some point.
Oh yes, I remember that. All right, so we'll just leave this little. I had no one on screen with me. That's fine. No technical difficulties at all. All right, so welcome. We are back into another day, another podcast. Episode 8. I got my numbers back. So we did at least 8 episodes. 2 are on Spotify. This one might be on Spotify later. But our guest today is Pika. I don't have a soundboard, so I don't really. Tim, you got to be my soundboard. Applause. Tim's like, I'm not ready for this.
Are you kidding me? Tim's always ready for the soundboard.
Just ready for the
Always.
soundboard. Always. There.
Especially during the podcast, because we're gonna pause for any reason, and they've got to put on the elevator music.
That is true. There it comes. But all right, so in terms of let's do with the typical update. Let's start down. We'll start with what you've been doing since the last podcast. So Venus, what have you been up to?
Nothing. I've been playing Genshin.
And now lead into the kitchen segment. Wait, did you start a job? Or no?
No, I did apply for one today. It's the same thing that I was doing, but hopefully a better situation. Where I don't have to live transcribe, because that's what was really stressing me out before. Because if you miss something in the moment, like you can't do anything about it. Whereas if I'm doing recordings, I'll be able to just rewind it real quick. So I'm hoping that works out a little better.
Yes.
I also did several birthday parties. My sleep schedule is kind of fixed. Sort of.
Birthday parties? Like you had many birthday parties that you went to?
Yeah, like a couple of my nephews. My mom's birthday was this month. Had a lot going on with the family.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. And then your sleep schedule's fixed, so you're not going to be a night owl?
Yeah, to go to one of the birthday parties, I just didn't go to sleep because we had to leave the house at like 11, and that's around when I go to bed. So I was like, I'm just gonna not go to sleep. So I didn't, and then I passed out at like 6 p.m. when we got home because I was tired as hell. And then I woke up at 6 in the morning, and now I'm waking up at 10 in the morning.
Well, that's an improvement.
It's an improvement to like 5 p.m.
Maybe. Gotcha. All right, let's go over to Tim. What have you been up to since the last podcast?
Arguing with coworkers. It's been boring. Well, actually, no. I did get a Steam Deck, so that's been a fun development. It doesn't like my Samsung TV, so I kind of had to fight the like the settings to get. Like it's Danganronpa. It shouldn't be hard to display Danganronpa on a 4K TV, and no, I had to like lower it because it couldn't handle it because it's some weird technical thing. But I got the Steam Deck, I got the dock, and because we're in between a lot of shows, usually what would happen is Sarah and I have dinner. We put on 1 or 2 episodes of something. Now we don't have anything, so now it's we eat dinner to like 30 minutes to something, and then we just go through Danganronpa. I beat the first one. I'm in the second one. She's going through the first one, and I'm just there as.
No, I beat the first one. I just started the second one Monday.
Yeah, no, I've been seeing that. No, I mean Sarah's on the first one.
How do you guys like it?
I like it. The controls are
strange,
creative. I get the idea behind a lot of it, but I guess it was experimental because it is something sort of new. But or I guess the only
for is dog shit.
Sort of thing for its kind.
Wait, what? Wait, what's dog shit? Here?
We don't use that kind of language around here.
Oh.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we say dog
shit.
Exactly.
Oh, no. Okay. Wait, so I've seen a Steam Deck. Is it similar to like a game to just play Steam and then you can hook it to a TV?
Yeah,
a computer?
You can also
I think of it like
a desktop.
Yeah, I think of it like a Switch.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Just like, but only for Steam. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Steam use only.
Except for it's not only for Steam. And
is it not?
It is actually a portable computer. Yeah, like you can install Windows on it. You can install. So Steam OS is like their OS that they're using. However, you could install any OS. It's literally just a handheld computer.
That sounds like a lot of work, though. It's probably not, but it sounds like it.
It's not nearly as much work as you might think.
It's also really with it is it's very much like a PC, and then it should be simpler, and then it's way harder, and stuff that's way harder is somehow simpler.
Yep.
So wait, what are the specs? I'm just curious for this Steam Deck. If you know,
God,
if you don't know
I got the 512 gigabyte one, with the better screen and the better SSD. But I don't know the specs off the top of my head. Yeah, the other ones for if it can't run Danganronpa in 4K, then I wouldn't buy anything other than the best one.
Oh, really?
So typically speaking, with that, it's like it has custom hardware. So like it's a custom made RDNA 2 base graphics chip, and the general consensus as far as what can it play, it can play literally any current game on at least like 720p. Most it can do 1080p, and it can play them at decent
frame rate.
The big problem with it is like heat.
The fan sucks.
Oh yeah.
Like yeah, I mean the heat is definitely an issue. There have already been people doing mods on them where they just like take the back of the Steam Deck and like cut it out where the vent is, and like putting a legit like heat sink on the back.
Quiet.
Oh really?
Oh, wow. Yeah. It's I mean, people are doing some fun stuff with it and stuff, but like it's definitely interesting, and honestly I think that the next iteration, if there is another iteration, like is very, very.
I'm not asked, do you have one purpose or just because you?
No, so I don't have one. I've just like really tracked it because I was really I put down for it, and apparently Steam is just really bad at contacting you. Like, you have to log into Steam in order for them to tell you that your Steam Deck is ready. Well, I didn't know that, and I hadn't been playing anything on Steam because Genshin's on Epic. So I just hadn't logged into Steam or for anything, and it never sent me the message. I logged in, and it was like, oh yeah, a message from 3 months ago. You have until like 2 months ago to pay for your Steam Deck.
Oh, so kind of like a pre-order, but you missed the date deadline? Okay. Gotcha. Interesting. All right.
I will say that you don't need to pre-order it now. You can just buy it.
Now, it's not hard to get one at all anymore. Like, if you want one, you can just go on Steam and order it, and you'll have it within like a few weeks.
So wait,
it's not bad.
Is it an attempt just to miniaturize a PC to it's more portable so that plays, and it's like
it was their attempt more to get into the like they
handheld.
saw they saw that like Steam handheld, like there was no real handheld PC stuff going on. All we had was the Switch, so they wanted to make it handheld, PC gaming. And they did a really good job. The controls translate pretty well. So they chose a specific like screen resolution because basically you can't really tell, like, you don't want to run 4K on it unless you're outputting it to a 4K television, right? Like,
and even that,
or a 4K.
Not.
Well, yeah.
Who wants to do such a thing?
But like obviously there's reasons for it, but on the deck itself, like if you're going to take it to your, like, say you're going to take it to your family's house with you because you want to go and play, you want to have games on hand, like, you're not planning to hook it up to a TV, so why would you need this absolutely, beautiful 4K? Like, you don't need it. And it wouldn't be able to support it, right? Like, it would just get too hot. The thermals aren't there, things of that nature. So they made the compromises where they did. Is definitely not perfect. They have improvements that could be made. Improvements have already been made by the community in some ways. But down the line, like I said, I think that if for no other thing, like if for no other reason for this thing to come out, it's that Linux can game now. Like, gaming on Linux has always been kind of really, like, there's always something that you have to, some hassles and things like that. SteamOS runs on Linux. It's a very, very, very light OS, and it's free. So, like, if you wanted to have a light OS that was just there to play your games, you can do that. And, like, you can install it on your desktop PC if you wanted. You could dual boot it where, whenever you're playing games, you're just going to use your SteamOS. And if you're going to use, if you need to use Windows, then you boot into Windows instead. Like, that's a thing that can be done now. And it's really exciting because, as I said, in the past, gamers have really been prohibited from playing games on the Linux platform. And this is going to allow gamers to play so many more games on the platform. And so, like, one of the costs whenever we're building a PC is we have to pay for a Windows license, right? Well, if the only thing that we're doing is playing games and we don't care about that Windows license, SteamOS can install Discord. It can install, like, most applications. So just run SteamOS. It's free. You're not paying for a Windows license. Like, it just opens up a lot of possibilities for gamers, and I think that's a great tool. And like I said, I wanted to get one just to support the platform because I think that the innovation there, while it's not the greatest of all time, it is a huge leap for PC gaming, and I love to see those huge leaps for gaming. So,
out of curiosity, because I haven't looked it up, what is the price point for this? You guys had an idea?
It's like between 400 to 700.
Okay, it's not too bad for that kind of. Okay, cool.
It definitely is like a console price.
So,
Yeah, console price for sure. Yeah.
So this is the thing though, is the $700 one is no more powerful than the $400 one. The only difference that you're getting is more storage space and a different screen. And that screen is like there's a glass screen versus plastic screen. So the two lower models only have like the plastic screen, right? And then the highest model has the glass screen. But other than that, I mean they are the same. It's just you're paying for different sizes of your SSD on the Steam Deck.
Gotcha.
Oh, and a carrying case. I think that all comes with
Yes,
that.
and a carrying case. That is important.
Oh, God forbid. It's such
God
a
forbid.
necessary thing that you can't get anywhere else.
Okay,
That's
carrying
true.
cases are important.
I'm not saying they're not, but
Pika's here.
you can absolutely Pika's here. But you can absolutely only get a carrying
I've been
case
jump
with
scaring him
the
in his
$700
Sizes.
purchase.
Yeah, that's true.
You can buy a carrying case separately,
That's true.
probably for cheaper than it would be in the included price.
Yeah, don't be like me when I went to get a Switch and I
Stop
was
trying
like
to make sense.
carrying case, and I was like, "Here's a Zelda
I'm
carrying
sorry,
case."
I'm really
That's
good
so
at it.
Well, you're making sense. I'm making dollars.
Yeah. All right, so let's kind
You're
of
spending dollars.
progress.
That's the issue.
Let's progress a little bit since that was kind of like the almost the intro. But purpose. What have you been up to since the last podcast?
I had a final in my class for the half semester. So the class that I'm taking this semester is 2 different classes, and halfway through the semester, like we're basically going to 2 classes a night so that we can get 2 classes in, or 2 classes a week, so that we're like doubling up and we're getting 2 classes in 1 semester. So I did that final, did well on that, and then started the new class, and then I've been playing Genshin a lot. I got my Ganyu to level 90. Ganyu might have gotten triple crowned. And she might be a beast.
A beast.
It should be.
He's on Genshin. Yeah, he's gone.
She is built to be a beast.
Tim, I haven't been off Genshin. Oh, you're talking on subject wise. Yeah.
Conversation wise, yeah.
He's like, hey, what are you studying? And by the time that happened,
he's like, oh, Genshin.
This semester, so
You've been studying Genshin. What do you mean?
Correct, I have. I've been going to school for it's industrial IET, industrial engineering technology, which is a really fancy way of saying how to fix things in an industrial setting.
Okay.
And so this semester I'm taking a PLC and advanced PLC class. So I am learning how to make the all the machines and whatnot. I'm learning how to make them all communicate and do what they're supposed to do. So like, for example, a stoplight runs off of a PLC. So when your stoplights, when you're looking at a stoplight, I actually part of the class was I had to program a stoplight So
I gotta turn up my
like
podcast. Sorry.
Making stuff like that work is what I'm doing this semester.
Sorry, a dog walked into my room. Apologize. Let me turn up
Nice.
Never apologize for a dog.
Let me turn up the auto blur so you guys can actually see him. Because he's not
Censored
here.
it. The dog.
The dog, right there.
The dog is 18 plus content.
There. Oh,
18 plus pounds, maybe.
he's holding the camera, but she decided to come in because I'm still in there. And now she's lying down. I know she's falling asleep though. Hey, Gracie. Here's her. Gracie.
Yawning like, what do you fucking want?
I know. She's just like, oh. Alright, let's camera make before. Alright. Let me put the blur back on. Alright, so, yes, dog is 18. She's just wondering because I'm still talking up here. Trying to figure out what I did since the last podcast. Was New York after the podcast? No.
No.
Yeah, was it? No, it was before.
Oh wait, yeah, sorry. Yes, it was after it.
Yeah, so
You
just
have
New
tattoo
York.
now.
Yeah, the mustache tattoo from New York, went to Empire State Building, show Chicago on Broadway. It's a lot of fun stuff. But yeah, that was a good trip. So, that was fun. That's about it. I don't know. I've been working, and now I'm dog sitting, and it's the end of the month again. The months just like go past really fast, so nothing really has changed. Sister is in Atlanta for a wedding, so I'm just here dog sitting and trying to negotiate the setup, as you can see. But nothing really exciting. Work is still busy, but it's still manageable, and I guess that's about it. Nothing really else to report beyond that. I'm in yes, and I miss Happy Halloween, everyone. But that is also coming up for the holiday. But yes, and finally we'll get to our guests. So Pika, you are our guest. You got to do kind of the 401. Tell us more about yourself. What do you stream? What do you do? Where you live? Well, not particularly specifically, but give us a overall
What's your
view.
address?
I want your address. Your
It's
social.
a necessary information. We have to know as part of the podcast. You cannot decline.
Well, we know.
Radar beat us to social security number.
I know it's so Hawaii. No, I'm just saying because I know it's so hard. Because one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. But go ahead, give us a 401.
Oh wow. This now I don't like. Do I make this informal or formal?
Informal.
Whatever you like.
Want. Yeah, exactly.
Let me ask you: do we sound formal?
We just went on a
but
like
here's the thing.
10-minute rant about a Steam Deck.
We did.
What's my net worth? Technically, I have a net worth of. Actually, I
Okay,
don't
well,
know.
now it's just
What would
showing
that be,
off.
like, 0?
At least $30 with
It's
that
$30.
Pika statue I got you.
No.
Okay.
Your second
okay,
of
no,
them.
Okay. But yeah, I'm a variety streamer. I kind of just play games that I want to do because it gives me incentive to finish them. Otherwise, I get the infamous gamers backlog.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I don't know anything about a backlog.
Really?
I
I
play
would
Genshin.
never have a backlog of games.
Oh my gosh.
I have
Yeah,
one focus.
I have a lot.
Exactly. Just chatting streamer pretending to wait.
Shut up, Buttspot.
Yes. Pretend to be a chatting streamer.
I'm very
Son
stream
of a
butt.
bitch.
I can get derailed very easily. Like if you talk to me about any of my I don't know the word. Tim, help me out here. Like obsessions, I guess.
Hyperfixations.
Yeah, optimizations.
That's the one.
Hyperfixations.
Fetishes.
I can-
That's not the one.
Or
No.
Fetishes works too.
No,
it tends to
don't.
be a shorter conversation.
Don't give in, Pika.
Okay, I can be sus. Okay, I can be sus.
it's gonna fit
capable.
in just
that bones
fine.
in me.
Yeah, you're gonna fit in great.
Hey,
But I live in Hawaii, so I think I'm at least 3 hours away from anyone in the United States.
Oh, by plane?
During daylight?
Oh, by daylight?
By time zone.
Oh, time zone.
Yeah.
Wait,
By
what time
plane
is it?
though, that's what?
That's a lot longer.
It's like a 10-hour flight to Cali.
Yeah, Cali would be your closest bet. Wait, what time is it now? I'm curious.
It's 3:33 for me.
In the afternoon?
Yeah, 3:30.
Yeah, so it's a 6-hour time difference between East Coast and you.
If you could see his video, you'd see like overcast sun.
Overcast sun
blaring in from the 14th floor.
I gotta pull. I forgot. I gotta pull Pika. Pika. But yeah,
I know.
Your hair looks so good. Wait.
Oh, I see that. That's purple. Wait, did you do purple too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you sure you're not?
Think I got.
Well, geez, I'm just sitting over here with my not purple hair.
No, not purple hair. Yeah. Nice. Oh, look, I'm on his screen. I'm looking.
It's fine. I don't have purple hair either.
Well, I mean, mine is dyed still. It's just not purple.
Yeah,
this time.
Dyed either. Mine's just gray.
This is great.
Hey, mine is too right now.
Mine is getting grays in my hair too. Exactly. But Pika, so in terms of like, I'm just out of curiosity's sake, because I know I kind of stumbled on you via Tali. Like, how did we all like? I know Tim's kind of been in your stream a lot, but how like degrees of separation? Like,
he just lurks on me.
He lurks on me too, yeah. But who did you meet first? As curiosity, out of the group.
Tali, actually, I met Tali through Lithium X Falcon, and just when I started streaming, it was one person that kind of like released this floodgate to me meeting all of you and everyone else that I've met. Mm-hmm. But then for your question, it was Tali, which led me to you and Tim, and then Tim to all of you.
Oh, okay.
I found you through a Funky raid. So I know how Funky Town found you. I don't know if Funky knows Tali, because I don't know Tali.
Yeah, because I've taken the Tali for Nuka. Yeah. But, so, interesting. Yeah, I was just curious. Okay. So, it's always interesting.
Nuka met Tali through, I want to say through the network. And then, yeah, we would go to Tali's stream, or Tali would raid into us. We raided into Tali, and at one point we raided into Lithium, and Lithium raided into Pika. I think that's how I met Pika. That or like I know I've raided into with Pika with both Tim and Lithium toward the beginning of me coming across Pika.
Yeah.
Why don't Purpose stream? I don't know.
How's that? Wait, Purpose did stream one time.
I did stream. Ty streamed with me.
I streamed with him, and he beat my ass in Magic until we had many handicaps on Purpose, so I could win at least one out of the many matches. But yes, that was once.
Yes, it was once.
That's true.
I had a test stream. I did a test stream. Let's see. I did a test stream about 11 years and 4 months ago or so.
Oh, wow.
So...
You know, you don't have to answer this from
I was a child.
You were a child?
It's got no clips anymore.
Yeah, almost there's no clips anymore. That's true. You delete that one clip. But yeah. Alright, so... as we kind of
whenever I did my test stream... there was no such thing as Twitch TV, so...
There was Justin TV at that point?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was so long
ago. My day!
Back in my day!
So, Pika, just on that variety stream, what's your current game fixation right now too? Just curious.
God of War.
God of War. Are you waiting for the new one to come out?
Tell them how you play it.
I am now. Court's actually just my wife, Court's. She actually just got a PS5 this morning from the website, so now I can wait for Ragnarok.
Oh, nice.
I'm still waiting on a special edition PlayStation 5 to come out so I can buy one. And then I have to okay, the door's closed. I'm gonna use the Silent Hill 2 remake as a guise to buy it. I'll just be like, oh, you really need this so you can play this on stream, and then I get my PS5.
Yeah, I gotta see if I'm getting anything. Nope, still not getting any emails on getting the PS5.
Oh.
What?
I've gotten multiples of those.
Oh, really? Okay. All right.
Send the link to Tim.
Send the link to.
If I had known, I totally would have. And next time I get the email, I will.
Okay, thanks.
There you go.
Even if stars aligned and I could get the PS5, I still won't get to play Ragnarok until like the week after, because the week that it comes out is the week I'm going to be in Universal.
Is it worth meeting me?
I would say
yes. We've also spent
not.
like $2,400 to go on this trip.
Also, you know.
And also, Venus is going to be there, of course.
It's also a lot of money.
That's also a lot of money. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. The money's spent. I can't unspend it.
I can't get that.
That's
back.
True. I could just not show up.
Well,
it would be really messed up. It would be really messed up, and I'm not gonna like ghost you guys because I want to see you. But it would be really funny.
Well, yeah, it would be funny to show up on like a different day. Like, because
we're actually going down there probably Tuesday, like Tuesday night, and then meeting up with you Wednesday.
Yeah. So you're setting up reservations, and I'm like, not Wednesday. We clear Wednesday. We don't know what's gonna
Thank you for the follow. Skills the third. Sorry, go ahead. I couldn't hear anything. I
had an idea, but I'm pretty sure I just can't make it happen. I was thinking to myself, wouldn't it be just hilarious if I if Nuka and I planned a trip to Universal and didn't tell anybody, and did it on the same week, and then just showed up there and then looked. The whole trip is just looking for Tim and Sarah.
And
it's just hunting.
And you have no idea what Venus looks like, so she can blend in.
Well, yeah, I just wander away. You guys don't even notice.
No.
I wouldn't have any idea, but
I don't know how many 21-year-old goals you expect us to be meeting.
Yeah. True.
I mean, like, I wander away from you guys to, like, get food or something, and then Nuka and Purpose find you, and you guys all meet up, and then I just never come back because I see Nuka and Purpose there.
What a nice daughter.
There you go.
I'm already meeting 2 of my parents. I'm not prepared for 4.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right.
It's overwhelming.
It's overwhelming. All right. So, in terms of kind of leading some more topics, so we do have some things that we do every week. So it's the AMA questions, and
you do this weekly?
I do.
Oh man, monthly. Sorry,
every week.
Monthly. I got it. The AMA questions and what's making you happy this week. So, before we do that, everyone, I do leave it to the guests. I know it's kind of, we did it the last time and the year before. So, Pika, we'll let you put you on the spot right now. So think about it first. If you have a question for any of the panel you want to ask, then panel, if you have a question you want to Pika, definitely we'll leave it up to that. So just kind of, and ask me anything. If there's really anything that you wanted to know more about any one of us.
Reason, of course.
Yes, in reason, in terms of service, of course. So think about that for now. But I am so curious, and I know it's kind of putting Pika kind of on the spot, but tell us more about Hawaii. I just want to know more. I'm dying to know more. Like, give us how is it like there? And what do you do besides stream? Like, tell us more about Hawaii.
That's a.
If you were to
That's a good
pitch
question.
it as a place, let's
If
say.
I was okay. Well, I mean, there's the upsides to it. Like it is a beautiful place. Like you just pick a direction, you're gonna end up at a beach. Nice water. Even like you can drink out of the tap. So good hikes. There's okay, yeah. Actually, Rainer brings up a good point. There's that one downside though. Like this is probably not a good pitch. So we have 9 islands in the state of Hawaii. I think only 7 of them are open to public, and one of them is kind of like the baby of the islands. It's the newest one, and it still has an active volcano.
It's moving there immediately.
It's called Big Island, or Hawaii. So there's Hawaii, and yeah, it's under. There's a warning.
Okay,
Wait, so is it Big Island or Little Island? Raynard brings up a good point. Okay.
So your pitch to me is that there's shitty sand everywhere.
Yes, if you don't
with a
like
chance
the
of
outdoors,
death.
It's not that I don't like the outdoors, but like sand gets everywhere.
It does. I'll give you that. Like if you just walk on the beach, like you can just like, I don't know.
I don't know. I like sand,
like
but I like sand. I like the beach. I have a friend at work who's just like, screw the beach. I hate the beach. Dude, what's wrong with the beach? I spent a whole week out there getting sand in every different crevice of my body that I don't want it in. No, thank you. I want nothing to do with the beach. I'm like, all right, dude.
What's wrong with sand? Live a little.
Well, I guess in terms of like from me is like the place that you want to visit, and I guess from just a perspective, I guess you could ask this from Asia. Any major city is like if you live in like a major city where it's like really touristy, so that kind of like is that a drawback? Because like people are visiting Hawaii all the time, right? So like, is there more people that are usually out of towners or out of there? Did you notice?
In terms of like just population, it's pretty even. Maybe even less tourists than there are just residents. However, because of tourism, like tourism is the whole state of Hawaii's like main industry. The residents don't really like to go anywhere. So if you run into someone you're not in like just anywhere that has a tourist destination, the most popular one is Waikiki, odds are you're not really going to run into a local resident. And we are a little salty about it. Trying to keep this as little as political as possible. It's sometimes it does feel like the government prioritizes tourism over its own residents, and
because they do.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's how you make money.
That's not a question.
That's not a
That's not a. Sometimes it feels like it's like, no, sweetheart, this is a fact of the world.
Very true.
How else are we gonna make money out here on these islands? We gotta get tourists in here.
Why do you think we made you a state in the first place?
Wow.
Wow. That was
Welcome to America.
Low blows.
Oh, blow.
Oh,
They didn't choose to be.
They really didn't. They did Hawaii so dirty.
Yeah. What about the?
I appreciate you trying to be as like trepidatious as possible, but as I said in your chat, we agree and say it with our chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Well, I guess that makes sense from a resident's perspective, like how it is. But because like I imagine even going to New York, I was like, there's so many people, but like the majority of people when you walk around New York City are probably mostly tourists there. So
I think somebody just got there by a train or
That
like
too.
works in the area.
yeah, that too. I works in the area. Like there's no one like living. I mean, there are people living there, but like there's not so dead on the weekends because like no one's there because no one's working there. But I can see that similar for New York too. Yeah. But yeah, but talking about in terms of cities, the holidays are coming up, and of course, everyone knows Halloween is on Monday,
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Thank you. Wait, was it Tuesday or was it Monday?
No, it's Monday.
No, it's
Is it
Monday.
Monday? I don't know
Yeah.
what day it is.
It's Monday. I was looking. I was like, wait a second, it's Monday. Yeah.
She said she fixed her sleep schedule.
I
Not
didn't
that she
say
knows
I
what day
fixed
of
my
the week
time
it is.
blindness.
Oh, Monday. This
It'll
is the end.
still be 6 hours before the next time I look at the clock.
That's very true. Very true. I can imagine. But yeah, so in terms of Halloween, and I know, like, does anyone have anything that they do for Halloween traditions, things that like they try to do regular occurrence, or do they dress up? Do you do costumes?
I try to steal as much of my kids' candy as I can.
Well, that's a good thing.
But
Wait, have you done the whole Jimmy Fallon thing, or not Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, where he takes
that?
the candy, they take the candy, say, I ate all your candy, and then the kids react in whatever way.
No. We just have what we call the dad's candy tax.
Oh,
And
okay.
they just have to understand that, they go out trick-or-treating and then I get some amount of the candy that they get because they went trick-or-treating and there's a candy tax.
There you go. That
And
works.
I told them straight up this year, look guys, inflation's high, so candy taxes gotta go up to to combat that inflation.
Wait, how much is this inflation?
I told them about 40%.
40%. Oh wow. Okay.
I'm gonna need to negotiate on behalf of my siblings to lower that to at least 25.
25%.
Feel like you're still getting a really good deal there, but
Yeah.
Purpose, you're really raising liberal children.
That's a,
Maybe taxes suck.
So wait, Tim, have you, out of curiosity, because you're in Boston, I've been up there. It's kind of like a very, how do you describe it? Like apartments mostly. Like, is there any trick or treating or anything up there, or do people go to apartments and?
There's no trick or treating where I am because it's mostly just apartment buildings. But I mean, if you go to like the suburbs, it still happens. But yeah, I haven't experienced it in ages. Like,
sorry, I have to address the chat here. Okay.
Oh, what's that? Yes,
I'm not a terrible parent. It is very important to teach your kids how things work in this world. And taxes are a real thing that we really have to deal with.
Yes.
And they really suck. So whenever you have to teach them that candy tax, it's once a year.
It's once a year.
It's once a year.
yeah, it's not once every 2 weeks like most people.
I mean, I could start taxing their allowance, but boy, they're not going to like that at all.
That's true. Very true. Okay.
Because let me tell you, if I took the percentage that the government takes from me, if I took the percentage out of their allowance that the government takes from me, boy, those kids would be broke. More broke than they already are.
True.
You can also just buy candy.
Yeah. So that is the thing. You know, the other thing that you all need to the other thing that you have to think about is like how much goes into the costumes, right? And the gas to get them around and all that stuff. I could just go and spend like $60 or something and get all the candy I want at the store. But instead, I'm letting them have a good time. So candy.
I meant candy just for you.
Huh?
I meant candy.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I could take that money and just buy candy for me, and then screw their fun trick or treating. I could, but I'm a good parent.
Purposes of a good parent.
There's a slider where you can do both. I also, I guess, I never considered the idea of having to drive around to go trick or treating.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Is that like?
Because here it's you walk outside and you start going around the other block.
Yeah, like there might on our block there might be 3 houses that will do that'll have their lights on for trick or treating. Like there's not that many because there's not that many houses on the block. So like in the rural area that we're in, like there's just not a whole lot. We have to drive them to like a place. And like you could go to like a subdivision, but like the nearest subdivision that really like a lot of people give out at is probably like in the next town over. So
and then the next town over is teaching their kids about immigration.
Right.
Very important life lessons all around, you know?
Exactly. Okay.
Why can't they just put drugs and candy at Halloween again? Even though they never
No, trick or treat is absolutely real.
It is.
Trick or treat is so real. You teach your kids.
No one does the tricking part.
Some people do the tricking part.
That it's okay to go and knock on random people's doors and ask them for candy.
That's true. I remember. Do you guys remember? As a kid, I remember Mischief Night. That was like the day before Halloween, where people would go around with eggs and toilet paper and TP.
I
remember that. Yeah. That
I
happened.
Barely participated in Halloween as it was, so.
The poor lady across the street from us, whenever I was growing up, she I knew her grandson, and he was a good kid, but people just really picked on him a lot, and they knew that was his grandma's house, and she was not exactly the nicest lady, even though she was a pretty nice lady. She was stay off my lawn type adult, but she was so sweet, except stay the hell off my lawn. And so kids didn't like her, and every year, you knew waking up on Halloween morning, you're gonna go outside, and there's TP and all of her trees, and her house is covered, and
How's that fun? Oh, sorry, I met after fun. I haven't got that thing on this.
What are we pausing?
Sorry, I paused the follow alert sound. Okay, but yeah, what about there's TP and was her house?
Yeah. They would egg her car, TP her house. They absolutely just terrorize this woman every Halloween, and the poor lady. It sucked, and I would get out there and I'd be climbing up in the tree, helping her get down all the toilet paper because she doesn't want her yard to look like trash. Yeah, whenever it rains, it's gonna go away, but she wants it done, and I don't want her to have to do it herself. She's an old lady.
Wait, is this currently?
No. This is whenever I was a kid.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
It sucked, but
So a century ago, got it.
Century. Yeah. Okay.
No, 2 centuries ago.
2 centuries ago.
I always forget. It's hard to remember.
So Pika.
Actually, probably about 2.5 centuries. Actually,
2.5 centuries. There you go. Pika. So anything Halloween? You guys doing for Halloween? What are your thoughts about Halloween?
Not much, really. Like for plans, Course and I are gonna be getting tattoos. There's this like event going on at a tattoo shop, so
nice.
we need to
Yeah, are
match
you
one.
getting the boobs?
No, I'm getting a pizza so far.
Pizza? Wait, what is
yeah,
the
we
context of
was
this
on
pizza?
the boobs.
Why don't you explain the?
Hey, explain this.
Word.
Okay. Well, the mushroom hasn't lost its rigor. But I was doing this thing like so. There's templates, and I think Purpose saw a look and just kind of fixated on the boobs.
Hey, there's a couple others, but the boobs won out. Okay.
But yeah. So there was a template. It's like $40. So I was like, first time I'm getting a tattoo, and we can get up to 5. I figured, why not try to show away that like what everybody in chat's done for me and stuff, like how significant streaming's been. So I was like, okay, if you guys want to, help me out with this, pick a tattoo that you might want to see on me, let me know. And we made it.
So who was it? Tim or was it? Yeah, I think it was Tim who suggested your the little face that's there on the Discord call.
Oh yeah.
Even though it wasn't on the template, so we couldn't do that one. But was that Tim that suggested that one?
That was Tim.
Because I still think that one's a really good idea. I mean, the boobs are the better idea, but
I have to go to Discord now and take a look at this at some point.
yeah, you gotta take a look at it. There's some
I know Lithium
really
switched
cartoony
his face. You could do the one for his.
Okay, unfortunately, Purpose, I did cover up that one in the.
No. Oh, you covered it in the.
I covered it up. There is one that I forgot. Apparently, there was a ghost with an erect member.
Yep. I remember that was also high on the. That was also high on the vote for me.
I totally I didn't realize it. So Lithium's like, there's a ghost with a boner, right? And I'm just like, wait, seriously? And I was like, okay, everybody, not this one. Vote for one, but not this one.
All right. So you guys, these are all fair game except for Boner Ghost. No Boner Ghost.
No boner.
Oh, I see. This is all from okay. Wait, what is winning so far?
So far we have pizza. I think it's 3 votes. Mushroom with 2.
Wait, 44 is pizza? I didn't look at this. Sorry, I'm like a tattoo person, so I'm curious. But they're all literally the size they look like on the template. Oh, nice.
I think so.
Where are you going to put them? Just curiosity.
All right, hold on.
Where are you going to put it? Where's what?
Yeah.
You're looking for the boner?
No,
Every day of my life.
No, actually, I
Conversations that I don't want to
sorry.
hear with all of my parents around.
I'm actually I actually have to join the Discord, so I have to find the Discord first.
Oh yeah, I went in this chat and didn't check Discord to see it. I was curious now. Okay, let me add a vote here.
This was all just a plug for his Discord secretly.
Secretly, yeah.
Pika's a mastermind.
So 53. What's 53? Oh, 53 is the thing. Oh, how long is this going to go on to though? This is going on to.
Well, we're getting it on Monday.
It's on Monday.
Halloween's on the 31st, right?
All right. Yeah, it's on Monday.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tuesday.
No, they moved it to the 30th.
Not
They moved it to November 1st,
Tuesday the
actually.
30th.
Last week, I actually thought October had 30 days, so
Oh, really?
I would have believed that.
Wait,
Yeah, it's not my month.
I don't understand.
At least yours is a monthly thing. Mine is just constant.
No, but Halloween is on the 31st of October. How did you not know that there was 31 days?
Okay, well, that's
don't
it's
bring
because
it up.
Hey,
it's because I don't really I don't have much opinions about Halloween, so it's like it's a holiday that kind of just goes for me.
I see. All right, I'll add to the pizza. The pizza's what needs over.
Is there a butt plug?
Is there a butt plug? Wait, what? Where?
Someone in my chat, Goldie, you just mentioned that there's a butt plug. Did I miss a butt plug?
What is even happening at this point? I'm just farming for artifacts, man. What is going on over there?
We're looking at tattoo designs, apparently, man.
That isn't what it sounds like.
Oh, okay.
That's not a butt plug.
Everyone likes butts. It doesn't need a plug.
Does not need a plug.
You really was saying to add it.
All right, maybe that from that. But yeah, it sounds cool. So definitely. But did you figure out where the placement is yet, or no?
I'm like 80% set on it. I'm kind of thinking just like on the side of my farm right here because I want it visible, but at the same time, I don't want to get something on. I don't want to get two things on bone.
Did you say on bone? Oh, I'm just looking at myself here.
On bone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
not the other thing.
Like,
not the other bone.
Collarbone. I'm getting one on my collarbone, the matching one with
Oh, okay.
Honestly.
Just more torturing going on here. Okay. Oh, dang. All right. That's cool. So good luck.
Venus, I'm sworn to protect you unless I have something that's funny.
That's valid.
Right.
Because I still laugh at all of it. It's just like it goes on for like 20 minutes, and I'm like, okay, at this point, right? I think now's when I call it.
Right, there you go. All right, that's cool. So definitely I'll have to check it out when you get it completed. So, but I trust you, Pika. Maybe after you get the first one, you don't stop. As you can tell, case in point, me right here. That's stop for a bit, but all right. So from the Halloween question, Venus, anything Halloween wise, or you feel Halloween's on Tuesdays? Maybe it's not as important, or do you do anything for Halloween?
It's not something that I really pay attention to. I don't pay attention to most holidays though, including like birthdays and everything, because I just have really bad time blindness, so stuff just creeps up on me anyways. But yeah, it's never really been a big deal to me. Like, I participated in Halloween as a child, but it was mostly because, oh, your siblings are doing this, you have to do it too. Because I have 3 older siblings, and they all wanted to do Halloween things because they're not autistic. And so Mom was like, all right, well, they're going to be doing this, and I can't just leave you here by yourself, so you're coming with us. So I'd get dressed
you're a
up
witch
and
now.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Well, I got my choice of costume. They'd warned me ahead of time. They're like, hey, you need to choose a costume because we also did that as a family. So that when we all go out on Halloween, you know, they don't think you're just a crazy parent for getting 3 of my kids to dress up and then you just show up in your normal clothes.
So wait, what was your costume? Out of curiosity sake now. I'm curious.
I did a couple. One year I was Princess Jasmine. One year I was a witch. Another year...
Told you she's a witch.
I actually don't remember. I don't remember most of them, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
The memories are pretty blocked out from childhood.
Yeah, autism really soft locks at ages 10 and under memories.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And by that point, I was starting to develop the trauma, so, you know.
And then there's those things you have to block out, so.
Yeah. So I don't remember, like, a lot of things before the age of, like, 16. But I have very specific memories that I'll bring up in front of people, and they'll be like, why do you remember that? And I'm like, I don't know. It's just how my brain works, okay? Like, you know those like tents that they have in parking lots where they'll sell like fireworks or whatever it happens to be at the time. one year there was one that was selling rugs around Christmas time, and my mom stopped to get a rug for one of my cousins, and I can recall this memory with such vivid detail, and my mom's like, "We did that?
Oh, wow.
When did that happen?" I was like, "Yeah, it was a guitar rug, because he's really into guitars, and you wanted to get him a Christmas present." She's like, "Why do you remember that?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Oh, dang, that's very specific. All right. Oh, okay, but nothing more recent than that, I imagine. You kind of just like it's just a dinner or holiday or day.
Yeah,
Okay.
especially since I've become like too old for trick or treating. Well, since society deemed I was too old for trick or treating. Because otherwise it's just like, oh yeah, if you have kids it's important, or if you do parties it's important, and I don't do either of those. So
I have a niece and nephew, and I've gone out in the last 2 years. I think last year was Shang-Chi, the year before a giant Pikachu. This year I'm going to be the T-Rex from Toy Story. And then I have the little bag.
Yeah, I've actually gone out a couple of times with like my nephews, but it's not anything that like I remember.
Oh.
I didn't remember it until you literally just brought it up. Like last year I went trick-or-treating with my nephews.
Yep, I did that.
How was it?
I don't know. Halloween for me, like I've done haunted attractions. I don't know if anyone has done haunted attractions before, but like I've gone to Penhurst Asylum, which is a former asylum that's located out in outside of the outskirts of Philly, so it's not in like it's one of the cities nearby. There's Eastern State Penitentiary, which is also within Philly, which is also set up like haunted attraction. But if you've ever been to them, it's usually like you go in, like there are actors that are dressed in makeup, they're trying to scare you, they're trying to jump out of corners, they're trying to like
makeup,
like get you like
I know, it's a horrifying concept.
Yeah, exactly. Jump scares everywhere. Like I've gotten used to this by this point, desensitized, because like I don't think, but look, if you're immersed in the experience, it can really scare people. But I've done that many times before. But I think even before COVID hit, it probably has not been as much. But slowly, I think I went to Penhurst last year, and that was like a lot of waiting in line to go through an attraction that literally lasted like 20 to 30 minutes tops, and you're done.
Yeah, that happens at Universal.
Oh, the haunted.
Yeah, the Halloween Horror Nights that they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been because I don't do scary stuff, because I'll either react too strongly or I'll laugh, because those are my two options. And so my mom went though with one of my brothers a couple years ago, and they were like, it was a lot of fun when we got to do things, because mostly it's just waiting in line to be able to do things. So
that is very true. I think it's Halloween. Mostly it is just waiting in line to do things.
I just don't get it. To spend all that money to go on like 3 attractions because that's how popular it is. They don't take it into consideration that like, hey, we shouldn't have this many ticket sales on this day because, they're not going to be able to get through the attractions. They're just like, oh yeah, but people want to buy the ticket. We don't care if they're satisfied with their experience.
True. Very true. I think that's one of the things of the Halloween. Apparently, there was a haunted attraction in New York, but literally we went through it and it was like, pitch dark room. What's gonna happen? Oh yeah, there's someone in the corner. But like literally just had to negotiate. And like the only reason I know how to negotiate is you have to keep going forward to get out. But apparently, I was being used as a body shield because apparently Winter was not so keen to being scared by every actor is in there. But yeah, Halloween is usually for me is usually taking my niece and nephew out there trick or treating.
Do it, Pika. Do it, Pika.
What's going on?
Bitch.
Oh, is that in Butt Spot to his channel?
No.
Do it, Pika.
Sorry, guy. I had to
That's
do
fine.
memes.
That's fine. I'm just doing it because Butt Spot is just the memes. That's true. It's very interesting for every time the comments on someone. But yeah, Halloween's literally like now just like going out with my niece and nephew, getting candy, dressing up, and then getting my own candy to have candy for a little while, and then, but yeah, and then having them count how many candy pieces they have, so they kind of figure out. But yeah, their neighborhood here is very a lot of like kids in this hunting neighborhood, and that you can just walk around and almost every house has something going on. So this neighborhood, so I guess it's kind of like a suburban neighborhood with a lot of people here. But yeah, that is
like to formally apologize for Ahmed breaking Pika's webcam. He jump scared him and his camera stopped.
I jump scared his camera stopped.
It happens, you know?
Yeah. All right, so coming back to try to progress a little more. Pika, do you have a question for anybody? I can give you a person if you want a particular person to ask a question. But are you okay with like an AMA question for anyone? That's some even reason.
Is my mic working?
Yes,
yes.
mic is working.
Okay. Actually, I did make a question. I'm kind of curious. Why did all of you, sorry, purpose, but why did all of you get into streaming?
Okay, that's everyone. It's like, sorry, purpose. I would guess
Purpose goes first.
Purpose goes first. He's not streaming. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, Purpose.
I've been
Okay, I guess
Purpose is the most popular out of all of us. What do you mean?
Out of all of us, exactly.
Okay, for all of you, except Purpose, why did you get into streaming? And then for Purpose, would you ever want to stream, or why wouldn't you?
There you go. All right, let's go round robin Venus.
What? Oh, I'm here, I swear.
Question jump scare.
She's totally not logged in.
I'm absolutely not starting to do an event in Genshin.
I don't see her logged on at all.
No, of course not. No, the reason that I started streaming though was just because at first it was mostly just a way to like play games with my friends, because most of my friends don't live like anywhere near me. My best friend lives 2 hours away from me, so instead of like being able to play games with him just in the same room, I was like, hey, I know you want to watch me play this game, so I'll just stream it for you. And then eventually it sort of formed into a like, I enjoy doing this and I meet cool people while I'm doing it, so I'm going to stream more often, which didn't work because I have time blindness. And also, I struggle with like a lot of mental health issues. So I started streaming regularly, and then I was like, I'm gonna stop. So I did. But by then, I had already met like a lot of people that I really enjoyed talking to, but I didn't talk to outside of the stream, like just universe, like whether I was in their streams, whether they were in mine. But that's generally the only place that I talk to any of you guys is when you're streaming, because I suck at reaching out to people. And so I was like, I want to talk to these guys more often. So I started popping into people's streams. And then I was like, you know what? I kind of want to get back into it. So I started streaming again. And now it's something that I just genuinely enjoy doing because of the community that we have.
Alright, dog is moving next to me, so I'm like, hello, dog.
Dog jump scare.
Dog jump scare. But yeah, definitely. What did I come across you? Was before you kind of went on a little hiatus, or after?
I think so. I think you ran across me before. It might have been after though.
Right, because I know T-Bar found you way back before.
T-Bar found me whenever I had first started streaming. But then I wasn't feeling very well mentally, so I stopped streaming. And I think once I started it back up is when you started to really pop up more often in my streams. You might have found me before then, but I don't think that's when we started talking.
Right, that's probably true.
I think it was through T-Bar.
Yeah, I felt like Super T-Bar.
From what I remember you've said.
I remember too.
Most people met me through T-Bar at this point.
Yeah, I think you were in...
And then if they didn't meet me through T-Bar, they've now met me through Ty.
That's also true. Because I think because you were in his stream, and then I think he just really complimented you well over your stream, and I was like, oh, well, I have to go check this out, and I've never left since.
Yeah,
but
I think his thing was just like, I talk to my chat a lot. Like anytime someone says something in chat, I try to respond to it, which is not something that a lot of streamers do.
His thing was your voice. Best voice on Twitch.
That's okay. Hands down.
Okay.
There you go. So
one day you'll have a VTuber model to associate it with.
Oh, is that still being worked on? I know you're working on it.
I'm still trying to decide like what kind of sub goal I want to set for the reveal, because I can't set it too low or you guys are just gonna rush it, and I'm like,
Well, good luck with that. As soon as you set whatever you set, you're gonna hit it.
Yeah, I know I will. I'm gonna get like one hype train, and you guys are all just gonna like rush the sub goal. I'm gonna have to set it at like 50 or something.
50?
You just gotta
exactly.
That's it.
That's it. No, that's it.
Exactly.
Throw it to like 200.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you guys are too much.
I've seen 50s just drop in one transaction.
It's true.
Multiple times.
I don't know. I'm still thinking on it. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. I think to answer your question, Pika, I think I started streaming probably in the midst of the pandemic. I think because I think with people being at home more often, I guess it was like we weren't really seeing people, and then I was playing. I already started before that with my friend. We're doing Uncharted 3 or Uncharted 4 multiplayer, and then we're just like messing around. He was streaming at one point, and I was like, "Oh, you could just stream from your like PlayStation or hit a button." So I tried that for a bit, but then I was like, started looking into Twitch more, and then yeah, I met a lot. Yes, I met Winter and Funky. I met a lot of people. But I started looking Twitch more, joined like a network, and I started to like meet more people. So I think just like why I continue to stream is like you get to meet people, you meet cool people that you would never meet in real life or ever before, and then the circle just kind of expands, and you get to like. And I think the only reason why I do it is kind of like a chance for me to play video games, and if someone wants to come watch or hang out or talk about the game, then we're welcome to. And if I just complete the game, I just complete the game myself, and that's fine too. But I think from meeting people, certain people, and just like being who I am, and just like enjoying the game, and I always find what next challenge is, what next game to do, what's the next kind of like thing to do, and go from there. But I think it's always enjoyable, and I swear I probably would have not met any of you guys if it wasn't for Twitch. So that's one thing. It's like only to bring people together and make people like.
I can almost guarantee you would have never met me, Ty.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, like definitely, it's like one of the things I'm like always going into improving it, and doing more stuff to it. Like Tim and I probably have similar issues with our costs for streaming equipment, but yeah, it's always a fun thing and a fun thing to do, and trying to just meet new people and be out there to so many people to enjoy content put out, and usually that's why I started and why I've continued. But yeah, Tim.
So I grew up with I played a lot of single player games, and the hard part about that is only one person can play at a time. So usually it's just left to like you'd have people over, but like that's the thing, you all want to play. So I sort of grew up hands on the controller while other people were around. Now, the hard part of having this as a social environment is that it is not something you can keep up later in life. Like I was able to do it a bit in high school, a bit in college, but after that, it's just like that. It's hard to even have friends, let alone arrange something specific like that. But I was very used to just like I'm playing something and talking to someone else at the same time, uh, or doing co-op games or something like that. And uh, I tried when I was in between jobs. Like I left one job, took a break. I tried streaming then for a bit. It didn't fit into my schedule, and I was going at it sort of wrong way. Um, like I was doing it with the intent of making something out of it, not doing it because it's something I wanted to do at the time. So I dropped it after a few weeks. Then, amidst working from home during pandemic, I'm like in a place where I'm reasonably comfortable now, and I just complete lack of social life because again, my social language is like playing games online with people. Uh, and everyone else I know is either working or just totally alienated from them at this point. So streaming is the only thing that made sense. And like right away, as I was saying in chat, I got rated um, in like and I mean Yakuza is not super niche, but it's still not exactly mainstream. But
Oh, and
like
also you had it
I
in
found people
Japanese
that knew
too.
it. Yeah, I also did have it in Japanese.
Yeah.
And got rated there, and then followed them, found Thai, uh, found more of like everyone in this sort of general community, and uh, at least with Twitch, because now it's like I'm doing the streaming like literally just when it's fun, and if it's not, I'm taking the day off at this point. But it's also let me do things like if I decide someone is my friend, I just decide we're friends now, and then Pika and I play games on Saturdays till we run out of it. Um, but yeah, for me, it's just my social life at this point. It's
That
just
is
weirdly
true.
public.
I'm ready to try to plan my next stream with Tim. It's always the stream with Tim. It's always a good time. Let's put it that way.
I feel like I do better in other people's streams than my own.
Well, we did
It's not
that
as
whole.
much pressure because it's their stream.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah. All right, purpose. Your question, kind of the reverse. Would you ever start streaming?
At this point, I don't know that I would or not. It's been brought up in the past. I've thrown it around here and there. Whenever Nuka was out for her surgery that she had, there was talks depending on how she felt after the surgery, which she ended up feeling fine, so we didn't have to do anything. But there was talks about possibly just to get the stream, make sure people know that, she's not going away or whatever. Have like a me cover the stream a couple times or whatever, which like I said, we didn't end up needing to do. I'm not against streaming. It's not something that I like that I'm as passionate about as I thought that I would be. Um as I mentioned earlier, I made my Justin TV account of 11 years, 5 months, almost 6 months ago. So I've been on the platform for an extremely long time. The initial, like going back to that time, we had, so going up to that time, I had purchased like an HD PVR, which at the time you were either buying an HD PVR by Hauppauge or you were buying a Blackmagic Pro. That was your capture card options. There wasn't really a whole lot else. and Hauppauge was a little cheaper, and I really didn't have a whole lot of money. I bought a microphone, I bought a camera, I bought at the time OBS wasn't a thing, so I bought capture software. I bought a lot of stuff to do the things. Initially I was actually going to make YouTube videos. I thought that it would be fun to make YouTube videos on Magic Online, because I played Magic the Gathering pretty hardcore at that point. And I was fairly decent at it. I got everything dialed in, did everything that I was supposed to do to get it all done, and then whenever I did, we were in the midst of our first child's, like the pregnancy of our first child, and ultimately I decided that we were in a small apartment. Internet at the time was not great. There, especially out in, rural Missouri, like whenever we say internet wasn't great, what was available to us was probably like less than half of what was available to everyone else on this call. Like it was just not good. We're talking barely high speed. I think at the time we had an offering of like 500 kilobits or 500 kilobits up with a 3 meg down was
really?
our speeds. So I mean that was high speed internet here, and I remember being ecstatic whenever we got 10 megabit. Like it was humongous, right? But I can't imagine living now with 10 megabit. But so back then I kind of was interested in it. But like I said, small apartment, new baby, it just didn't work out. It was hard to make YouTube videos with a baby in the background crying. Justin TV came out and I thought that it was like so cool. The idea of being able to just turn on my stream and people see me. Like there's no editing, uploading, all that stuff that was involved with YouTube. So again, I thought that I would be into it, and I got all the settings set up for that, and then just decided that it just wasn't for me. It wasn't something that I really was passionate about. And so all my equipment just sat around, and eventually Nuka decided that she wanted to socialize online on Twitch, and so she used all my stuff to start. So yeah, like what like I'm not against streaming, and especially at this point, like the question wouldn't be like would purpose stream, it's that Nuka already streams. And so we're faced with a huge challenge of I can't stream at the same time as her whenever we're sitting right next to each other, or else you all hear us back and forth. So there's that issue. So now if I want to stream, then I have to be streaming at a different time. Well, we're both only available to stream at night. So now we have to do it on separate nights. And then I want to spend time with my wife, and my wife wants to spend time with me. So rather than complicate those things, I think that it's just better for me to stay doing what I've been doing, which is not streaming. Could it happen in the future? I mean, in the event that we upsized our house, we've talked about looking into. I mean, right now it's not feasible because while the housing market's down, it was up recently, and so there's not a whole lot on the market in our area. But if the right situation came about and we were able to get into a larger home, then we could split the office into 2 different offices and be able to stream at the same time type of thing. And that would be perfect. Like that would be totally good. But right now it's just not the cards just aren't there.
Makes sense. It's similar to what Tim's and Sarah's situation, I imagine, because they have to pick different nights.
Yeah, very similar. Absolutely. Like I said, and you know, for me, it's just I would just rather let it be her thing for now, and you know, my thing is, you know, well, right now it's a whole lot of school, but you know, normally my thing is you know, being involved in her chat, everyone else's chat, and trying to make my rounds on Twitch. I've actually found, like, before she started streaming, like, I have a really old account, but I barely used it up until recent, and that's just because I hadn't really like looked for a community. But once she had found this community, like, it's hard to not get on Twitch when I'm available, just because I want to see what people are doing that I care about. I want to be able to talk to them a little bit, even if it's, you know, not much. But so yeah, I think that the platform's great, and I love being on it. I just
Are you all right? I took the liberty of scanning your vital signs. Your blood pressure is 190 over 120 and your pulse is 104.
Yeah, last part again, sorry. I got blasted by Kit. What was that last part
You
of your
did it to
sentence?
yourself.
I know I did it myself, but what was that again? Purpose last part?
Huh?
That last part you said?
I was just saying that for now, I think that it's better for me to just keep my current capacity on Twitch, where I'm, you know, just kind of in people's chats whenever I can be and whatnot, because it's just what's best for us for now, I think.
Makes sense. And then turn around to your name, Pika. Why did you start streaming? What was the reason?
All the wrong reasons, to be honest. At least I think, with the way, like, with what makes me press start streaming now. I actually started off as an Apex Legends streamer. I wanted to go pro.
Nice.
That's impressive.
After a month, it didn't work out. So then I kind of shifted. I tried to just kind of use it as a way to share my hyperfixations. And now it's mostly for the community.
Nice.
I kind of wasn't really expecting to make a lot of good friends. Like I'm predominantly an MMO player, and I've lost a lot of good friends with them. Like, there was no Discord back then. I was young. I didn't really have an email. Even though I had accounts. Never checked them. So never got to get a third party way of. I think it's like the stuff you put on pigeons and you send it. You send it to them.
Carrier pigeons.
Yeah,
the little things.
I was like, I've heard of the Discord you talk about, but
No. I'm pretty sure that's a pager, isn't it?
The pager.
No, I think carrier pigeons carry cell phones. That's why they're called cell phone carriers.
And that's why like call signals drop. That's right.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right.
But yeah. I just didn't realize okay, wait, hold on. Let me formulate this in a way that's not too deep. Social anxiety notwithstanding, I've made a lot of friends on Twitch, and now that's kind of the main thing that like keeps me going, keeps pressing start streaming. And just, kind of just making sure that all of you are still there and doing good.
Oh, that's a good soundboard cue, Tim. You missed it.
Oh, wait, what? That's what I have.
That's what you have right now.
That's what's appropriate, let's be honest.
Now. That's good. Well, yeah. I think that's like most of us are kind of like probably like that too. It's like the communities, meeting people like you wouldn't met before in real life, and then developing friendships and doing stuff online because people can do stuff online now and play games online and do Twitch streams, do co-streams, do a 12-hour quarry stream with Tim. Never again. Sorry, Tim. That was like the longest day. We literally went the whole day.
Yeah.
Going through the quarry. Like for a good solid 12 hours unintentionally. He's like, quick, do you have...
That's part of why for my birthday a 12-hour stream, as much as I want to do it with people, it's probably easier to not. I can't bully any more old men.
Water. You can invite your daughter who streams for almost 12 hours anyways. Hey, I can fix my sleep schedule for you.
Water.
Well, my current idea is in Last of Us 2, there's like cheats and stuff you can turn on and off throughout the game. So my idea is just like people do bits or something to just like modify that at any time throughout the game. It's just see how far I can fucking get.
There you go.
Because there's like infinite ammo, or everything is super hard, or the screen is like green.
Yeah, I've had to lean back into some more interactive chat things. But one of those things is like fun.
Is Last of Us, do they have any mods that allow you to directly integrate it? Like,
I haven't heard of that because it's also on PlayStation.
Right.
All right.
So it would be manual. I would have to have like a list. That's my one sort of hesitation about it.
Yeah, so like you might be surprised. I don't know. I'll look at it. I'll look into it. See if there's any crowd control Last of Us out there.
Rest easy, everyone. My guy's on it.
All right. So the other thing besides AMAs that we usually go through is something that makes you happy this week, and this is probably going to lead into the kitchen segment of the podcast. Because I know if I ask these questions of a couple people,
every time
it's going to lead into that. But before we do that, we'll get to the non-kitchen folk before we head into the purpose and Phoenix segment of the podcast. So Tim, what does make you happy, or what does make you? Is it the Stream Deck?
Or
not really.
Well, I've had the Stream Deck. Steam Deck's the new thing.
I mean the
Steam Dock came this week.
Steam Dock, yeah.
It's all such a mess. I guess what made me happy this week was doing Danganronpa with Sarah, because now like I know what's happening, and it's I set it aside so that we had like these fat Reese's cups, and we get to open them when a murder happens. and it just took way longer than I thought it would in the beginning. I forgot. I already played it. You forget how long the intro is. The intro, it's like essentially 2 chapters worth, and then the last chapter is 2 chapters worth. And I remember the middle where everything was a bit more snappy. So I was wrong. But it's been fun. It was just like, because we were waiting on the dock, we started on Monday, and we just both pulled chairs up to my monitor over here, and we just went through it. And yeah, it's been fun. We didn't have time to do it today, but we at least got to try. The dock came yesterday, so we got to try it on the TV yesterday after an hour of me fighting the fucking thing, as I've described already, because I guess I had to lower the resolution. Even though it says it supports it. But yeah, happy thoughts.
There you go. Pika, do you play Genshin? Just curious. I don't know if I've seen you play. I don't think we do.
I'm gonna err on the side of no.
Okay,
like I played it, but not actively.
It didn't hook you.
But why did you stop?
Oh,
That's the real question.
Why don't you?
Well, it's
an addiction. We've been over this.
Oh,
don't boo my addiction. I need help.
Well, okay,
because I really like. Oh,
I don't. Go ahead, design.
Okay. I really like Geo characters, and I think when I played there was 3, and I just couldn't get the last one, which I know is like, I don't know why I was expecting it. I never put money into Genshin, but like I could not get the characters that I wanted. So I was like, okay, you know what? This is one for the con list. And then there was a time where I was streaming Genshin, and someone, quote unquote, accidentally spoiled it for me. So that was just another con.
Oh, jeez.
Lives are there for that.
Yes. Random side note. So I just want to make sure you're part of the non-Genshin group here. But what made you happy this week? What do you?
Okay, hold on. We have to go back.
Oh, here we go.
What was spoiled?
That's yeah.
What did they spoil on you?
It was a small detail, but it's just like one thing I've picked up in the last, I don't know, let's say 2 months. The small details for anything like just really makes it for me.
Sure.
So, example, Greedfall barely had any NPCs when you're exploring, and that kind of like miffed me. So they kind of spoiled the death of someone.
Yeah, don't spoil it.
Heard nothing of this. Keep your mouth shut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And that sucks. Like, because I live in a house of myself who plays, and I have 3 daughters that all play. And so, like, it's a big point of contention here, like, what you're allowed to talk about and what you're not. You know, because, like, if they're not far enough along in story, or if they haven't done certain story quest, or they haven't done certain side quest, which have so much lore in them, like, if they haven't done certain things, then they just don't know. And then you say something, and they're like, "Well, I didn't know that. Thanks for ruining it." Like, so my current position is, I've finished as much as I can finish, so that the only quest that I have currently available is Sino's story quest, which I'm halfway through, and then Nailu's story quest, because I have to be the first one to complete all of it, because if I'm not, then somebody's gonna say something, and it's gonna ruin it for me, and I'm not gonna be happy about it.
That makes sense. All right, I'm backtracking to to anything that's made you happy this week that you can share, or something you're enjoying?
Can I actually wait? Can I ask a question for purpose?
All right, go ahead. All right, okay.
Okay, and I guess stop me if we don't want to do this topic. But how? So okay, how do you handle the topic of spoilers? Say okay, something got spoiled, and then now you're just now you realize you're in the minefield. How do you kind of navigate that? Okay, this is where I'm at. Have you kind of reached that yet? How do you communicate that correctly?
So my current way of dealing with it is you just start yelling as loud as you can, right? You're just like, la, 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 spoilers! I don't want to know. That's pretty much how it goes in the house. And there's a whole lot of that that's getting yelled all the time.
Okay.
There you go.
I can see how that works.
It's like you do.
I mean,
for anything you don't want to hear.
My daughters are all young.
Yes, I'm 12, and I'm the oldest.
She is the oldest. So
yes, that is a joke, Twitch.
Yes, it is.
So yeah, it is very tough, and at this point, some of the kids don't care anymore. They're just look, we can't help but there's no way to not just have something spoiled. So
yeah, very true.
They're fine with it. But for me, I'm just no. Off limits. And this goes also to a lot of things. It's not just the game. Nuka and I, we do not watch any trailers for any of the large movies that we want to see. We're just no, we don't need to watch them because we're going to see the movie. So whenever you're in a social setting and somebody's talking about the movie trailer, it's just I have to go over there. I can't be here because I don't want to hear anything about this. So yeah, it's definitely hard to deal with.
Okay. There's a dog here again. I can turn the camera down.
Puppy.
Them.
There's a dog. Gracie. Yeah, Gracie. I think there's fireworks going on inside. She doesn't want to get the noise. I don't know why people say fireworks.
It looks so forlorn.
Those noises. She's shivering. Or doing something. I don't know. I can feel her. Or not shivering. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're shivering. Why are you shivering? I'm looking over now to actually see her shaking.
Hug her.
Hug her. Okay. I can't. Oh. Headphones. Attached. Wires. Okay.
Dog more important.
Dog's more important. Yeah, because the fireworks going outside. I can hear it too.
I forget where I make my freaking fishing bait at.
The crafting table.
Crafting table, okay. Sorry, where was I at? Because I turned it off. So back again. TPP. What is it? Keep
okay.
Happy this.
Thank you. I mean, there's not much that doesn't make me happy. I'm kind of just in a constant state of okay.
Bliss.
This is a bliss. Oh, wow.
Yes. I guess something in the past few weeks that I've kind of been excited about though. I I got my wife into MMOs. So we've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy 14 together. And
That's awesome.
it's kind of come to a point where she likes it more than COD.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Used to be her favorite, like, game/genre.
That's good. That's a bit of a shift. Yeah.
She's surprisingly she didn't really have any troubles picking it up either, so that kind of surprised me.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Yeah, definitely.
She
So
plays
wait.
Project Zomboid. I'm sure she can play anything.
Anything?
Although I did get sort of that
Good
was
point.
another incident.
Oh, really? I have to
I
check.
don't
Wait,
know if
did
it's
she-
because I was using a 4K monitor or what, but Peek and I I bought him Project Zomboid, bought it for myself because I saw that his wife and Lithium were online playing it together, and I'm like, no, we stop what we're doing. We're gonna go join them. And so we just joined them in the middle of it. He at least kind of had some idea what was going on, but it's like an indie game, and it's a lot of like low res graphics and like a lot of text UI, and it didn't format for my screen accurately or properly. So I'm just running around like an idiot for what, like an hour and a half? I did nothing except die.
You're such an
I don't know.
idiot.
Oh. Wait, Project Zomboid?
But-
Who has Project Zomboid now?
Yeah. I couldn't tell you. Honestly. It's Quartz was my my guide in that. Quartz and Lithium were my guides in that, and they kind of just left me with Pika, and I just followed Pika going, what do I do?
And I was trying to recover. It was like a month before, no, like a month since I played, so. And they
Wow.
and they installed a lot of mods
Oh
that I
yeah.
wasn't used to, so it kind of felt like a different game. So I was like trying to learn it and then trying to teach Tim at the same time and trying to figure out like what was going on with Tim's
And,
UI
like,
and stuff.
I didn't know if I was supposed to be on controller or mouse and keyboard, and I was getting like different call outs from different people while trying to use both.
Oh, wow. Interesting. I've tried Project Zomboid, but I never had anyone to explain, so I always died instantaneously because I was like, what do I do in this game? Yeah. That sounds interesting, though. You know?
By the time I learn it, Force won't play with me anymore. She's going to be in Final Fantasy.
So go fight Fantasy. Alright.
So then
Cool.
you have to learn that game.
At least I did play that for a bit, but I like everything else, it just didn't really have someone to play it with, and I fell off of it. And it's probably for the best time wise.
Alright. Makes sense. Alright, I think that kind of rounds about. Oh wait, that is not my group. So not much for me this week. I think I'm still. Well, what I've been enjoying probably is, I don't know if any of you guys watched Lower Decks, and I think they just finished their season. But I was like, Star Trek Lower Decks has been my kind of like go-to.
I heard
week.
Lower Ducks.
Lower Decks.
I did as well.
Lower Decks, not
Right,
I-
Lower Docks.
Lower Decks, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, Star Trek Lower Decks. Sorry, I don't. This thing is like.
I'm still out of the loop.
I am also.
Lower-
Oh, Star Trek
It's
Lower
a
Decks. It's
Star-
an animated series about the. Oh, hey, Agent 72. Welcome.
About
Um,
ducks.
No,
What
no,
is
it's
happening?
It's about
Oh.
the ducks in Star Trek.
Oh,
God.
I see.
Oh my God,
I
I
see.
see how it is. I mispronounced one word and it comes at me. No, Lower Decks. Decks. Lower.
Dex.
Oh, okay.
Decks.
Okay.
Lower Decks.
Oh, he's saying daps. I get it.
Ducks.
He's saying daps.
Ducks, not ducks.
Yep.
Ducks.
We're going in the sea.
Yes,
Ducks.
lower decks. As in the lower levels of
I think
a show. Oh my God, you guys.
I think I can help with the depths ducks thing. I think it's ducks with a C and a K.
No, it's just decks with an E and a C and a K. But it's a Star Trek show. But
Where's
it's about...
the T? Wait a second.
Oh my god.
Lower Steam decks.
Lower Steam. Oh my.
Steam Deck.
Okay.
Damn it! Alma and I did the same joke at the same time, the different way.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's like Star Trek Lower Deck. So it's like a Star Trek show animated with the characters, and like they're kind of the Hensons, or the, I guess, the crew that are served on the ship. But it's animated, and like great voice actors, and it's like a lot of like Easter eggs to Star Trek in general, which I've been watching, and I think it just finished the 3rd season. Oh my god, don't hit the... God dang it. But yeah, it was one of my guilty pleasures, I guess, or this week, just watching that show. But now I'm at my sister's, so now I have to watch this dog is... You just come back upstairs and trying to... But yeah, concerned. But yeah, that's the show. It's been good. If you haven't seen Star Trek shows, I'm assuming I'm the only one who does watch Star Trek here. It's a good show to watch. All right, now on to, I suppose, the Genshin segment. Venus, purpose. How is that what's making you happy this week? Please tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, notice how we're not telling you you're wrong.
Yeah, I know. He's like, not telling me I'm wrong. Okay, go ahead. So what's going on in Genshin this week?
Well, honestly, we're still I'm still on the high from 3.1 and everything that came with 3.1, and we're already getting 3.2 soon.
I know.
That'll be great. More stuff to do, and I've saved up 69 intertwined fates as of current. No, it's not a joke though. That's actually the number. I can pull it up right now. I have not enough primos to buy any wishes, and my current wish count is 69.
I think I'm also at 69, actually.
So
I'm like this close to 70.
Wait, look at Pika's level.
Oh, Pika's level 69. Nice.
Perfect timing.
That's perfect. We went to the bathroom there, but yeah.
So I'm currently saving for Kusanali.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Kusanali release next week. Oh my gosh. I don't know. So you don't keep up with the YouTube stuff, right? You
Not really. Yeah, I don't watch the trailers or anything. I like to experience them as it happens in the game.
Yeah, like so there was a thing that they put out that was not like it's kind of like an introduction to Kusanali, but at the same time it has like
some lore implications.
Yeah, it has background lore. But like,
I'll probably watch it after the update comes out.
Don't watch it before. I watched it and I was like, well, that's really awesome, but at the same time, I wish I hadn't watched it. But oh my gosh, I can't wait. That character is going to be like, her animations are adorable. Watching her on that little swing set is adorable. Like, everything about that character is just the greatest, and I cannot wait. I'm going to pool. I will get her. I do have to worry about the 50-50 because I did just win my last 50-50. So
I know we both have. So it's one of us has to get her.
Isn't that what you said on Sino though?
Yeah.
Got him.
Well, I mean, I didn't get him at first though, because I did lose the 50-50, and then I was like, one more 10 pull, and he came home at like less than 20 wishes.
Right.
And I was so happy.
So another thing is Man, how did they screw up pronouncing his name? Like before he was released, I'm pretty sure everyone in the world was calling him Sinnoh. And then like the update releases and the game's just like Sino, and I'm like,
yeah,
it's
the same thing that happened with Tainari though, is because his name is supposed to be pronounced Tignati. And they're like, white people aren't gonna say it like that, so we gotta change it for the dubs.
Okay, so Candace is not actually supposed to be Candace. It's supposed to be Kandake. Like,
sure.
Huh?
That's such a better name, especially given the region that we're in, and they named her Candace.
Yeah. So in the region, so the whole thing is like her name is originates from, I don't know if it's Egypt or where
probably
it is,
Egypt,
but like the name like derives from there. So the way that Candace is spelled, in like looking back, it would be Kandake, and like so that should be what we call her, but because they're just like stupid Americans, they can't get it.
I'm so mad.
Oh wow.
I'm so mad.
I'm getting corrected over here. We have an Egyptian saying actually no.
Oh yeah, what is it?
I mean, it would have made sense since that's like the region she's her region is based off of Egypt.
Right.
But I guess not.
I don't know. Well, it was at first it was yep, and now it's actually no. So I'm waiting for the
Candace is an old name. What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that
I
mean?
need more detail.
Right, it's not used anymore.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But am I pronouncing?
But is it Candace or Kandake?
Is Kandake how it would have been pronounced?
Because it would make more sense to me, because like people from that region use a lot more sharp sounds, like the k. They use a lot of that. So I wouldn't see them saying Candace instead of Kandake.
It's just kind of like you said, like it's kind of annoying that like it's kind of annoying that they do that all the time, where there are so many characters in this game whose names should clearly be pronounced a different way.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Region, and we're not going to do it because, well, it's being released in America, so
yeah, and they're like, Americans won't know the difference, but then Americans here, like, that's not how it's supposed to be pronounced, and then the Americans are mad because why are you pronouncing it wrong?
And then they double down. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's true. It's that they actually do double down. Like, some of the voice actors even have had to, like, double down for them, just because they're trying to defend themselves, because people get mad at the voice actors for, like, why are you pronouncing it this way? And it's like, because that's how they told me to pronounce it. I don't get to choose the character's name in the game. It's so stupid. I don't blame the voice actors at all. They're doing what they're told. But I do blame the company for going out of their way to pronounce these names wrong. Because it's not even like the first time it's happened.
Yeah, so we're getting confirmation that they probably meant Sandus, but I guess it would have been pronounced Kandake, which that was kind of the whenever looking into it a little bit more, I saw a thing that was saying basically that Candace's name isn't Candace, look it up, and so I did a little bit of research into it, and yeah, from what I could tell, Kandake probably is what they meant, because the region is based on like an ancient Egyptian type of feel, and I'm in love with this region, by the way. Like,
oh yeah, it's beautiful. It's arguably the prettiest region we've had, and I'd even
Right.
argue it's had the best story that we've seen.
right.
Like everything
I
about
thought going from Mondstadt to Liyue, I thought that Liyue was like awesome.
oh yeah, 100%. Because the
and then
story
going
only
from-
gets better.
Right, and then going from there to Inazuma, I was just like, oh my gosh, they just keep getting better.
Yeah,
And
then you go from
and then I go
Inazuma to the chasm. Like, even just the chasm itself, which isn't
Yeah.
even considered a different region, but it was like a whole update to itself. And it's like, wow, they're really good at storytelling, because this just
Look,
broke
I'm
my
just saying,
heart.
I'm not pronouncing Liyue right. I know that it's not Liyue, it's Lihua or however you say it, but I'm just saying.
I mean,
America.
that's how the characters pronounce it.
I know.
That's how I have to base it, is however the characters pronounce it, that's
Right.
how I'm going to pronounce it, because that's what the game said.
Yeah.
Or
Like, I
you
understand
could
that's
do-
not what it would be, but I can't help you there.
Or you can do what I do, where I just say it how I want to say it, and then my kids get mad.
Yeah, that's fair. That's valid.
That being said, I do have all of the kids calling Candace Kandake.
That's
you do?
also
There's
fair.
no-
Wow.
yeah, they don't like that is the way they pronounce it.
I mean, as it should be.
Yes,
Sounds
Kandake
cooler.
does sound
Does sound
way cooler.
It sounds so
Like-
much more appropriate.
I totally understand why they just went with Candace, because whenever I had no idea about it and I saw the name, yeah, I immediately pronounced it Candace, which is why they did it, because they're not going to get people to understand that, like, why it's Kandake. But dude,
People would
Kandake's way
understand, though.
cooler.
But people would understand, because that's, like, sure, it's spelled Candace, but think about where she's from. She's from an entirely different region. No one in America is gonna look at frickin' the Egyptian-based Sumeru Desert and be like, oh yeah, it doesn't make sense that her name is Kandake, even though it's spelled like Candace would be. No one's gonna say that. Is it a little weird? Yeah, but it makes sense.
Sorry, does this seem like something's making you happy? It's leading to more of a debate, and that they are using the names incorrectly or mispronouncing them. Though.
Look, happiness comes from strange places. They are not mutually exclusive.
Okay.
Because we're still happy we got the Sumeru Desert.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we
Mhm.
are.
I'm
sense.
so happy we got the Sumeru Desert. It has such a fantastic storyline tied to it. And that's not even just like the main story, but also there's the one side story that takes you across basically the entire desert. And it's a fantastic story. It had a really good just characters, really. I loved the characters in that side story.
So to touch on something that you just said,
What?
so they did the survey. I don't know if you did the survey.
I did the
don't do
survey.
Surveys.
I always do it.
I could not express enough in that survey how much I loved the way that they did the desert, because of exactly what you just said, where I did what I normally do, where as soon as the
Layla's gonna be
out,
Arabic? What? She's so pale.
Oh, really? Oh.
She's so pale. It bothers me so much how badly they're whitewashing these characters. You don't understand. Because they're all supposed to be from, like, either the desert or, like, a very hot, humid area with, like, a good amount of foliage, but for the most part, they're still outside doing a lot of outside work. And they're like, these people are white. And I'm like, what do you mean they're white? Excuse me? These people are outside constantly. No one in any of these regions should be white, realistically. There's not enough indoor jobs for them to all be white. It just doesn't make sense. But you're gonna go out of your way to tell me that the people who live in the desert, who like spend their entire lives under the sun, outside of like sleeping and eating, those people are paler than my white charger cord. Like, what? Wow. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's stupid.
Can I tangent, or are you guys gonna?
No, go for it.
Okay. Isn't it similar to portrayals of Asians in movies? Like,
oh yeah, absolutely. Whitewashing is fucking everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
Whitewashing is everywhere, and I'm not saying it doesn't piss me off there too, because it's stupid. Like, have you seen the fucking Last Airbender movie? Mm-hmm. It makes me so upset just to like think about it because of how stupid it is that they whitewashed it.
So, I know that M. Night Shyamalan gets a lot of shit for Avatar.
I don't think it's his fault. He didn't do the casting.
Well, no. So what happened?
But also, it's a terrible movie. So
his kid really loved it. So he got involved with trying to get this project off the ground, and essentially, like, to get the funding and everything for it to work, every like one of those important decisions got taken away from him. Like, he couldn't do shit to get with the funding he had to get it all done.
God, I hate Hollywood.
Nobody gave a shit. So
I hate Hollywood with a burning passion.
Yeah. Old, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck happened to Old. Maybe the guy's just a pushover now. I don't know.
But did you guys see as I kind of pivot into that the casting for the what do you call it? The actual Netflix series, but I don't know if it's still happening now. Because they're gonna release the Last Avatar, the Airbender, Netflix, and you guys seen that casting? Because I think that casting is actually a little more accurate than the movie.
Yeah, the casting that I've seen for the Netflix series has actually been pretty great.
Yeah, so that redeems itself.
If it actually happens, it'll get a lot of good favor, even just for having the accurate casting.
Mm-hmm. Or it gets canceled after season 3 because Netflix.
Because Netflix, yes.
That's true too.
Okay, so back to what I was saying before we tangented.
Right. Genshin segment.
Yes. So, I can't stress enough how much I loved the way that whenever a new area comes out, the first thing I do is I go and I get every one of the waypoints, and I open all the domains, and I get all the Statue of Sevens. Right? Like, that's what I do. Everything on my map should be.
That's why we were frustrated with Sumeru.
It very much so.
The forest was oof.
But in the desert, I wish I hadn't done it. Because they had a storyline which, like you said, trekked us all the way across the desert and took us to each one of those waypoints on the way through. And it basically, like, you were just playing the game. Like, you didn't need to go and get those waypoints because you were going to get them on the way. And so much so that they even hid some of the waypoints.
Yeah, they had to.
You couldn't see them because they were going to put them in a place that wasn't going to be visible, like they did in Sumeru.
Yeah, in the forest.
Pissed us off so bad. We couldn't find them.
Yeah, because this is the desert. It's super flat, and so you run over it, and you're like, oh, so there's an entire underground cavern here. Yeah, wonder when I'm gonna get to explore that. Whereas, they don't do that, and it's like, oh, we're going under the desert. Oh, whoa, there's waypoints here.
Look, all I'm saying is I tried
for Ahmed.
Look, I tried not to. I just said that
if you haven't been
see it.
under the desert yet, that is your own fault. That side quest has been there since 3.1 came out. So.
Oh,
And that's all you're getting from me, to be fair, is just you go under the desert. That's not the biggest part of the side quest.
It really isn't.
The side quest is so just enthralling.
Oh my gosh, you haven't gotten
What are you doing?
yet?
Do you need help? Do you need help, Ahmed?
Do you need a hard carry?
You have two people here willing to carry you.
They do a hard carry on that. That's definitely.
So for everyone in every stream, they're now just bullying Ahmed about not being far enough in the game.
He's not even in Inazuma yet. Or no, you're in Inazuma.
Hey,
you
Lithium,
haven't.
I see that. I see that, Lithium. You get that
Where's
Gin
Lithium?
shit
What's
out of
Lithium
here.
saying?
I know better.
How dare you not know anything about Sumeru? Terrible.
You need to pick it back up, Lithium, because it is so good right now. We're about to get Nahida, and she is so awesome.
Just catching core players, Jamie.
And he still plays. He's just.
I know. I've seen him play. He's
Yeah,
been doing the events.
Oh really?
Yeah, he streamed
streams
doing
events.
one of the events.
Called out.
So 3.2 is like next week, right?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm waiting for on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I know there's
3.2
something happening Tuesday.
3.2 is gonna be primo.
Yeah, it's gonna be big. I cannot wait to see Scaramouche's boss.
Oh my gosh.
I cannot wait.
It looks sick. It looks sick. That's all I can say is it looks sick.
I'll take your word on it.
Well, so the thing is that the only people that's gonna get to play here is the two of us, because y'all ain't through all the story yet.
Yeah, come on, Ahmed. Come on.
That's very true.
Come on, Tim. Come on,
Tim has
Kai.
to download it.
Come on, you guys.
I know that you have this game.
We have led you through a solid quarter of the map.
You have. That's true. I will see if I ever do pick it up again.
We held your hand all the way through as you were like, I have no idea what's going on. Where are they taking me?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
We did that. We did that for you.
We did that. I know. Get some time. I'll go back. I don't know when though. We'll see.
And I just want to know, so when are we going to get to see these big ass robots
I don't want it. I don't want it. It makes my heart so upset.
Wait,
every
robots?
time they move. I hate it. I saw it the first time and I almost had a heart attack and I was like, I'm going to have to deal with that eventually. And then I dealt with it and I was like, oh, it's moving. And I was not okay. And then you find the one in the desert and you get a heart attack for an entirely different reason that I'm not going to spoil for Ahmed this time.
Well, that's good because I don't think I've gotten it yet. So I haven't done all the side quests in the desert.
Wait, what about robots? I got piqued my interest here. What about robots?
In the Sumeru area, which is the holy crap, this thing shoots at me. I'm playing around on the damn thing.
Uh-huh.
And it just starts shooting at me.
The duck is me back.
I was not okay.
So in the Sumeru area, there are two different robots that are
massive.
You can literally walk around inside them.
Inside them, on top of them.
Wow.
They are massive.
And
eventually we're gonna have to fight one of these damn things, right?
I'm
gonna have to
not
fight
looking forward to
It's
it.
gonna
Please
be
don't
awesome.
say that. I hate it. I hate fighting the ruin guards, and it's gonna be like that, but on steroids.
Well, it's fine though.
Not the ruin guards, the ruin hunters. Ruin guards or whatever, but ruin hunters.
Fine,
Ooh.
Like.
Yo, when I tell you I didn't realize that they had legs for the longest time.
Oh, you didn't know?
I didn't the first one you see is buried in a mountain.
True.
So I was like, oh, it's like a flying monster. Great, I'm gonna love that. And then I was like, oh, it has legs. That's better. Oh, the unusual hilly churl just spawned right before my eyes. How nice of him.
So, so I'm not too worried about like when I'm gonna have to fight them, because like they made it abundantly clear with the 3.2 announcement and a dev, like there was a dev talk recently that was like, it was rumored because there was like, it was done like with a no, it wasn't like published, like it was like a private interview that then got put out there. And so it was quote rumored because no one could really verify it, but then they did the 3.2 announcement. And in the 3.2 announcement, they pretty much were just like, yeah, don't worry, we're going to keep the game casual. You never have to like really invest too much in your characters because you're always going to be able to complete everything. Like, we don't want you, like, they actually said that they don't want the players to feel anxiety playing the game because of how hard it can be. So they basically said that all the content that's out there, like Spiral Abyss is going to be the hardest thing. They don't want to make it any more hard than the Spiral Abyss 12. And so like I'm not super worried about like, maybe it might be hard at first just because we have to figure out the mechanics of the fight or something, but like I'm not too worried about them making something that's so hard that I'm not going to be able to complete it, or that.
Yeah, but it also depends on like your team comps and everything, because I know we have a lot of characters that we can work with, or at least I do. Right. Because you've been playing for a good couple of months, but you know, there's still things that you can't really get to happen because you just lack the characters to pull off the necessary reactions. Whereas I have a lot of characters. And so like no matter what it is, of course I'm going to be able to do it. It's more about the anxiety of it actually happening for me.
Yeah, and that's definitely like they that was kind of what they were talking about, is apparently a lot of their players in the past have voiced that that like they don't want, like players don't want anything in the game that they can't do, because it gives them anxiety that there's like primo gems or the fear of missing out.
Yeah.
Like
well, especially when it comes to primo gems though, like if you're gonna wall something, that's fine, but you've got to let me know that like it's intentionally a wall and that like, you know, it's put there to challenge me and there's not a lot that I'm missing out on for not being able to do it. Because if there is a lot that I'm missing out on, then I feel like, you know, I have to be able to do this thing. I'm missing out on so much. Like it kind of ruins your fun with the game if it's like, you know, I could get 200 primos if I could beat this one thing, but it's kind of impossible. And so it's like I'm not having fun at this point because that's an entire wish hidden behind like one boss that I intentionally can't beat.
Well, so for me, I actually like I'm on a different side on that, where like, because you mentioned that I don't have like that many characters. Like, I actually have a lot. Like,
I mean, yeah, no, you do have a lot. I just mean like 5 stars specifically.
Like, I'm quite close to you know, I mean there are some that I don't have, like there's quite a few 5 stars I don't have, yeah. But like
You can make it work with what you've got.
Like, first off, like Bennett, Zhongling, like there's so many of like the meta characters are 4 stars.
I'm also saying this though as someone who played through like up to the child boss fight with literally the 4 free characters.
Right.
Like I did that to myself.
Right.
I hate myself for it every day.
So like for me, I actually get where you're coming from when you say that, but at the same time, I also get where people are coming from whenever they say, well, what about the players who have been playing for so long? What about the players whose accounts are pretty filled out? Now we've built our characters, we've made it so we're killing like Shogun boss in like seconds.
Right. And I think I think the thing is though is like it's less of a question of like making enemies that are intentionally hard to fight and more of like where do they put them? Because they made the Rift Hounds, and then there's one spot in Mondstadt that you can actually run into Rift Hounds, and I'm not sure I like that, because they are very intentionally an Inazuman enemy, because by that point, you're prepared to face something with that kind of ability to hit you through a shield, to drain the health of everyone in your party, etc. Uh-huh. And so it's like having it there, that's fine. But if you're like level 5 running around the Wolvendom trying to find some of the berries to level up your newly acquired razor,
for sure,
that's gonna mess you up. And it's like, it's really big on, I can't put the thing here in like the starting area where new players are still gonna be able to run into it. Because new players will get messed up.
I think that the problem is if you're going to put it there, then you have to put it there with like an AR gate or something. Like, because it's easy to like just put like a challenge stone or something there that they can activate a fight, right?
True, yeah.
They could even be redoable. Like you could do it multiple times and it'd be no different than a domain. Like, or make a domain that's just hard and it's locked behind a certain AR. Like, but they have pretty much come out and said we're not going to do that. Because to them, they don't want to make content that gives
that's actually challenging.
Yeah, they don't want to make it challenging because if they make it challenging, it gives certain players anxiety.
Well, yeah, but there's also the thing of like
be able to do everything.
I don't know, because the thing with my anxiety is it's very short-lived, a solid like 80% of the time. It's like I'm anxious about this thing until it happens and it's dealt with, and I'm like, oh, that was fine. And I feel like that's how a lot of players are, is like, I don't want this to happen because I'm not going to be able to deal with it. And then it happens and they deal with it and they're like, oh, okay, well, that's over now.
I mean, to me, it just sucks because, I mean, obviously not everyone watches the same content creators, but the content creators that I watch for the game, like, they really push their accounts to the bounds of what they can do.
Right, yeah. They're willing to spend money on the game most of the time.
Right.
They're willing to put in hours trying to farm the right artifacts.
They're at the point now where a lot of them are saying, I'm just going to play it casually.
And that's fair.
I'm not going to put out content for this game anymore unless it like new content comes out. I'll do the new content and then I'm done with the game. And it's fair, but it's not what they want. It's not that they're doing it because that's what they want.
Yeah, there's no more challenge.
There's no more challenge.
There's nothing else to be done.
So they're like, I'm gonna go and play ZZZ. I'm gonna go and play Honkai. Like all these other games that are like Genshin, they're gonna go play those because those actually give you a challenge. Which maybe that's the solution. Maybe the solution is that Genshin isn't the premier game if you
For
want the
difficulty.
challenge.
Yeah. It's not a difficulty game. It's more of a story game, which has always been my opinion.
My thing is like whenever I started the game, it was difficult. And then once you get the characters, you get the stuff, it's not difficult at all.
That makes sense.
It just and so like
I've always felt that was intentional though, because like yeah, you want a little bit of challenge, but then you get a feel for the game and you're going through it fine. And I've always thought, that's kind of how it's supposed to be. And then at that point, you can focus on the story that they're trying to tell, because Genshin is, to me, primarily a story game.
But my thing with that is, why can't it be both?
Like, because I feel like if they focus on one, it's gonna suffer for the other, regardless.
I don't think so, because they had a great story in the beginning. And it was difficult in the beginning. And then as you progress, like even into Inazuma, like the A fight was hard. Like
I think boss fights are still gonna be hard. I do believe that. I just think like other than boss fights, there's not a lot that they're willing to do, because boss fights and domains are locked behind an AR thing, like you were saying. Is like, it's, you've got to be this AR level, you've got to have this amount of experience with fighting in this game to go into this fight, which is going to be really hard. But they can't do that with, like, the general world. They have it with, like, the world rank and everything, but outside of that. And you can only rank up your world so much.
Right. And well, here's another question. Why?
I don't know why they're not willing to put in more AR. Honestly, it kind of upsets me.
Even
I finally hit AR 60 and I'm very sad.
Even if you hit AR 60 and that's fine, like they cap it there, that's fine. Why don't they allow me to just go and toggle up a world level? Okay, I don't want to be world level 8 anymore. I want to be world level 9. I
feel like that's still where they would cap it though.
Like, world level 9's too easy. I want to go to world level 10.
I don't think they would go above 9 if they ever did.
Like, but I don't see a reason that they couldn't. Right? Like, why wouldn't they?
Because you're running into, like, the same sort of issue where it was with, like, they don't want to make stronger monsters because... Okay, so people are going to be like, oh, there's going to be something locked behind it, and there's not.
Then I can't do it. But if you're offering the same or slightly more reward, we're not talking primo gems, we're talking the same type of reward changes that you see with world levels already, right?
I think that would be fine.
Like a domain,
like, I don't...
Right. If you went up from domain level 6 to domain level 7, right? What do they change on that? They change the amount of mora you get. Like, you might get one more of a talent material. There's really not a whole lot that they change as far as rewards are concerned. But we still just go to the thing that is...
Ahmed, shut up. You're bad at the game. Don't blame the game for that.
They don't reward us overly reward us for doing the harder content. They barely reward us for it in the first place. Like, why can't they barely reward us a little bit more? And like, I'm going to go to the thing that I feel most comfortable with, that's going to give me a challenge, but isn't
also give me more
hard.
Rewards.
Right. Like, I like, my thing is, I don't even care about the rewards at that point. Like, I just want it to be like, I'm not walking into the domain. Like, whenever I have to burn my resin, like, it takes me all of like 6-7 minutes to burn all my resin for the day.
Yeah.
Like, because like a domain is, I walk in, I use 4 burst, I walk out, I walk in, I use 4 burst, I walk out.
You
and
use
that's
4?
Well, I mean, just because that's what I'm used to cycling. Like,
Yeah, and that's fair. For me, it's just, Venti.
I literally walk into the middle of everything, hold the alt button, go 4, 3, 2, 1. And then whatever's not dead, I hit spacebar, left click, spacebar, left click, until Zhao's killed him.
Oh, yeah.
Valid.
But yeah, so to me, like,
I'm not saying there's any reason that they couldn't. It's like they should, honestly. But, you know, they'd have to go out of their way to make something new, and I feel like they want to focus more on the story.
I don't know that they have to make anything new though. Like, again, if you look at domains, the harder domains aren't any different. They're just, the enemy is scaled up. Like, the enemy just has more health, more damage. So like, all they would have to do for that is just make another level and adjust numbers.
Sorry, it's the powers there.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is they would have to go in and make the level and do the thing, and it's not hard. I'm not saying that they shouldn't do it, but
no, they don't have to make the level. This is what I'm saying. Like, they don't have to do anything. All they have to do, like,
this is the one time Bugspot gets a pass.
I don't mean to sound over arrogant about it, but literally in most games, and I almost guarantee that it's the same way in this game, you just have sliders. This thing has this much, and you're not changing anything. You're just saying this thing has this much. They don't have to add anything. They have to add a tag that says different level that only spawns in this difficulty. It's literally less than like hours of work. Like, they're not taking away from the story. This is the problem, is like and I'm not trying to pick on you. I'm saying this because there are too many people saying, I think that they need to focus on the story, whenever what we're asking for is literally not going to affect the story whatsoever. It's not taking anyone off the story, because the people who are working on the story are not the people who work on difficulty sliders. They're just different.
Okay, but at that point, you've got to think that they've had the difficulty sliders set basically since the game came out, and we don't know that they kept on those people. So maybe no one there actually knows how the difficulty sliders work, and someone would have to figure it out. Again, I'm not saying that they shouldn't do it, but I am saying that there could be reasons that they aren't doing it, and if they're not doing it, I'm personally not complaining. I get other people want more of a challenge. I do. It's not that big of a deal to me.
I am not at the point where it's a big deal to me yet. I'm making the fuss that I'm making about it simply because the health of the game is not going to be good if they continue to ignore the players who are creating content at like the larger content creators. They're continuing to ignore the outcry for a more challenging content.
That's true.
Never benefits a game. There's never been a game that benefited from them ignoring the most hardcore of their players. Like the players that want to see difficulty in the game. That's never benefited a game. And I just think that it's sheer want for, we don't like the.
Would you say that's where the energy for the hour-long segment has come from?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
After this, I'm formally implementing a timer for Genshin talk.
There you go.
If we hit a certain amount of time, we have to pivot.
I mean, that's fair, but also, you know me and Purpose come back to Genshin on the regular, right? Like, even after our timer is up, we're still going to be like, oh yeah, but by the way.
So by the way, exactly.
Well, at that point, I could just...
No, you can't.
Yeah, I know, you can't.
It won't do anything to us.
Oh, Power, I'm dog sitting for my sister, so I'm in my sister's office, if you're wondering why it looks different. Yeah. But with that said...
Or am I wrong? That's very clearly Ty's office, actually.
That's not Ty's office. With that said, in the segment, we should pivot because we've been going on for this for a bit, but we want to kind of start wrapping up. Because I know you guys can keep going, but
we could. For all we know, we'll stay in this call for another 2 hours talking about it. Yeah, exactly.
But in terms of that, just going to wrap it up. Being the Pika. Are you still there? Because being the guest?
He's alive. He didn't take the call.
Still here. He didn't take the call. Still here. All right, there you go. No, still here. He's been here. He's been here. He's been messing with the camera. But, his camera. But, all right. So Pika.
Had to do something to entertain the viewers.
Yeah. So, Pika, so where do people find you? Where are you at posting? Just give us kind of like the lowdown of if they want to, find more about Pika, where to go. Like, are you just mostly on Twitch or where else?
Mostly on Twitch. I got lazy about other social media, which I kind of need to go back into. But I do kind of want to start like a YouTube vlog at some point.
Oh, nice. Definitely be something I will tune into. Video vlog. Vlogs are always fun. But yeah, so definitely, Pikavp is the username, so you guys, Twitch TV. Oh, wait, here, let me do this. I forgot, for more shoutouts, it's a thing now. Hold on a second. So if you're not following Pika, I'm assuming most of you are, in this case.
As we've already discussed, it always goes to Pika. It ends at Pika. All roads lead to Pika.
All roads to Pika.
I don't know
Pika
how.
Pika?
Exactly. Wait, what? What was it, Pika?
I said I don't know how. I don't know how it always ends up with me.
Oh,
I mean, maybe because, like, I guess I end up being a DGen streamer because this is usually around the time that I stream. Like, start stream and I'll end like 3 hours later. So maybe that has something to do with it.
Sense. You're the only
so
one left
you're saying
online.
that your stream is now.
Hey! I stream this late.
My stream is
I
now
stream this late
officially
regularly.
Yeah. Oh, and in terms of that said, are you going to pivot to something else? Or are you going to end it here? Or do you have other plans? If we're going to end soon, I'm saying.
Oh, no. Like, the day's blocked out for this. Don't, like,
he wouldn't have even started by now.
I wouldn't even start by now?
Yeah, I would have been late.
Okay. You've been late? Oh, okay.
He normally starts at like 1:30 a.m. Eastern time or something like that. It's whenever I go to bed, that's when he starts.
Oh, right. Because Ahmet always says, Ahmet's always trying to catch you in the morning because he's usually up that time. But he's always busy. Because, yeah, I guess that's interesting. Interesting, indeed. But in terms of this, one more last question. Kind of will wrap up everything. I know that's kind of, I think, before. I know kind of people shared it. Your first video game memory. I remember my uncle playing this game called Top Gun, which probably was like in the 80s on Nintendo. And there was this one scene where you have to refuel the plane, where it's like backwards, where the motion was backwards. But I was so amazed. And every time that scene would come up, because I would do the dog fighting, I would do the land the plane, I would do everything. I was like, I need help. So I handed the controller over to him, and he would refuel the plane.
I want to know how you landed that damn plane.
I don't remember.
That was impossible.
That game was literally impossible. Yeah, the emulators.
landing that plane was literally just impossible.
Maybe I didn't land the plane. Maybe it did crash. I have no idea.
I did the dog fights, and I was like so good at the dog fights, and then it came time to land the plane, and I crashed every single time I went onto that aircraft carrier. Every time.
I might be lying though. I don't remember for sure. I just remember the fueling in midair was always the difficult part because like it's the.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I ever saw that.
What, the fueling? You know the game.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I've seen that in those. Usually it was the most difficult part. But anyone else with their earliest video game memory? Pika, since you're the guest, what is your earliest video game memory you have of the game you played? If you remember it.
Does it have to be like playing a video game, or can it just be like gaming related?
Gaming related, I guess, that's fine.
In that case, this is probably like the first memory I've had. And it's me and my brother. We're going into a Toys R Us, and we go in to pick up a GameCube and Smash Brothers Melee, and that was just my like absolutely first memory ever. Of course, I sucked at Smash Brothers, but
it's a good place to start.
That's not here or there.
Games wise.
That shows my age, but what's up, man? But yeah, that's a good one. Tim, what was your first?
So the first memory of a video game I have is my dad trying to teach me how to play Mario Kart on the 64, I think.
Nintendo 64, yep.
Is 64 or the SNES? I don't remember.
No. The original Mario Kart was Super NES.
I don't know that it was the first one.
Yeah, Super Mario Kart, the first one. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it was 64 though.
Yeah. Wow.
I remember him trying to teach me how to drive, and I remember very specifically that I was driving backwards. That's all I remember about it.
Gotcha. All right. Venus, what was your first memory for video games? Remember?
I have a very weird memory of my uncle who was living with us at the time had an Xbox. I don't know the name of the game he was playing, and I cannot describe it, but I know I have this memory locked away somewhere. But outside of that memory, it was either playing Jack and Dexter, which I've now done a stream of speed running practically, or Bratz Rock Angels with my sister on the PS2. Oh, wait, before those, we had a PS1. I always forget we had a PS1, and we had, like, kid learning games. The one that I remember is 101 Dalmatians. I cannot remember.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I can't remember a lot about it. I just remember sitting down with one of my cousins and just sitting there staring at the computer playing 101 Dalmatians video game where we were playing as like a couple of the puppies running away from Cruella and her little minions. I think that one's probably my earliest video game memory, actually.
Wow, all right.
But I'm also 12, so it wasn't that long ago, you know?
Right. Exactly. Purpose? Do you have what is your earliest memory?
My earliest memory would be it would have been back in the first house I can remember us living in. We had an Atari, and I used to play Pitfall.
I remember Pitfall.
Oh, Pitfall was great. Pitfall. I played Pitfall. I played I played or not, it wasn't Galaga, it was Asteroids. And I was really into whatever version of Centipede, Millipede, whatever it was that we had at the time on the Atari. I liked those games. Those were like really fuzzy memories. I remember them, but my most vivid early memory would have been Christmas morning when we got the NES for Christmas with Super Mario Brothers, and I remember playing Super Mario, and it was the worst because my brother got me every time with you have to take turns, and so did you know about the secret in that pit? So you jump in the pit to go to the secret area, and then, oh, you didn't do it right. It's my turn. Because he just tricked you into jumping into that. And I was so young, like I was probably like four years old whenever that happened. So like I fell for it every time. It took me a long time to pick up on it, but that would be my earliest memories is Christmas with the Nintendo and my brother tricking me into falling into pits. And then if we're just talking about normal memories that I can't barely make out, it would be playing Pitfall and Asteroid and the Centipede game on the Atari.
Classics.
When games were invented.
So good.
Games were invented.
Hey, Tim, just because I'm old doesn't mean that you get to make fun of me, okay?
That's my job.
Are you being ageist?
Well, I hit you with it instead of Ty, so I think I'm just being unfair.
Oh, God damn.
I gotta spread it around.
God damn. Wow.
No one makes fun of the child.
That is true.
So we thought we did establish earlier in the stream that you were before Ty, even though Ty's older than you.
But
Dad's been along for, you said 250 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 2.5 centuries now.
But Ty's still older.
That's apparently. All right, so with that, we're going to end out. Thank you for Pika for being the guest this month. Thank you for the panel for providing insight to many things this month. As always, we're going to take a little...
Mostly Genshin as usual.
Genshin as usual, exactly. We're going to take a little hiatus because of the holidays coming up, because I feel
That's why we got such a large Genshin time period, by the way, because if we're going to be gone for multiple months...
Yeah, me and Purpose are going to have to actually call each other to talk about Genshin. Do you know how disgusting that is?
No.
I gotta actually call somebody. Ty, you're the only person who calls me. The only
person that calls you? Oh my god.
You are the only person who has, like, ever called me.
Oh, dang. That's special.
Unless we both explicitly agree to call each other at that very moment.
That's true, too.
Like, you just call me out of nowhere, and I'm like, oh, what's happening? And you're like, I just wanted to check up on you. And I'm like, that's... okay.
Yeah, that was the
We're here now.
Exactly. But yeah, we'll be back in January for... Wait, what? Oh, Pika? Hello? Is there? Okay. We'll be back in...
Pika's left us already.
Oh, he didn't get to... Wait, what?
I'm here.
Wait, he didn't get to ask you the question he was about to answer? Wait, what?
We're looking at the Discord call. He's there.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
It doesn't exist, you guys. You need to let go of this amazing imaginary person that you've created.
We're taking gaslighting too far.
Gaslighting too far. Well, Pika, thank you for being here. Appreciate you coming in, giving some insight and everything. But appreciate for being part of the podcast this month for sure. But we will be back again. Not next month, which is November, which is like around Thanksgiving. Not December, which is around Christmas and New Year's. but we'll be back January, which has no holiday, apparently, at the end of the month. So we'll see you guys again in 2 months.
Unless we figure out some other way to revamp it. Because we have enough time to get more creative.
Yes, get more creative and revamp.
Add an entire Genshin segment.
Yes, and then Tim's going to create a
Just the entire podcast is just Genshin.
With no timer.
There's gonna be one time that like Ty and Tim can't make it, and it's just me on purpose, and we're gonna invite somebody who plays Genshin on. We're gonna do it on my stream, and it's just gonna be Genshin the whole time.
Exactly.
It's gonna be 2 podcasts. It's gonna be one podcast doing Genshin, and the other podcast is us being in the same call, just like trying to see how many other things we could do in the time it takes for the conversation to wrap up.
Exactly. All right, but in terms of that,
everything, you could get everything done. We will never stop.
You guys, since you're the guest and that you're also streaming, do you have a person did you want to raid? You can both raid at the same time.
Or are you not ending? In which case we'll just raid.
Or you're not ending if you're not, we'll raid you. That's the question.
Can I say that I'm ending and then not end and just have you direct the raid somewhere else?
If you'd like us to raid someone else and not you, yes.
Yes. Is that the case? That's fine.
Because I'm gonna be chilling with God of War, but like I know Tim brought this up. They wanted me to say that I'm playing on keyboard and mouse.
All right, so I think we should just raid into Pika.
That sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Well, all right. So we will be back.
It's kind of been a thing anyway, right? Like we raided into Pika the last 2 times.
We did.
This podcast always ends with Pika.
It does. That's very true.
Pika's the one who's still on. Like, usually it's like 3 a.m. or something, and Pika's like just getting started.
Yeah, I don't stream during these, so I can't take that away from you, Pika. Sorry.
Exactly. But all right. So we'll be back in January, end of the month of January. So in December, November, we'll talk about revamping, see what we can do to spruce up the podcast by that time. But I appreciate everyone who's here, all the lurkers, all the people that commented in the Genshin segment. We will hopefully see you guys again soon. But beyond that, we're going to read out, and I will see you guys. Well, I'll see you guys again tomorrow for a cosplay stream, but we'll see you guys for the podcast and after the holidays. You guys will have a good time with that, and we will talk again soon. And I'm going to end in about 10 seconds. So, because I don't have any screen on the screen. 10 seconds of elevator music. Go, Tim.
What elevator are we riding?
This is like a 70s.
Yes! Keep the party going! Yeah!
I love this elevator.
This is the best elevator!
This is one of those like disco elevators that don't exist, but only exist in movies. It's beautiful. I was not ready for the disco